This thing that my
Liquor.
cousin made for me. My
Liquor.
cousin made for me.
Water.
My
Liquor.
cousin
Oh, the
made
worst
for
water.
me.
Table one.
Yeah, she made this herself. She made it like by hand and clay
Can you-
glass or whatever they want to
Can
call
you
it.
zoom in a little bit more? Can you see
All
it
right.
again, Lenny?
What's that?
Can you zoom in more? I want to see it. I
Oh.
want to see it that well.
It's like it's got a D20 on it.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's dope.
Haven't seen many of those.
Yeah. Okay, so let's jump right into it. What did you guys do last time, if you can remember?
Man.
We were at the church with Father What's-His-Face and his son Doru for the funeral. We picked up right when we learned that his son was something else, trapped beneath, kind of chained him or down below. It kept him locked in there. And Irina, yeah,
Mhm.
she asked us to go and remove the threat of his son, Doru. So we key to the lock and kind of making them step at the church, tracked him a little bit, made our way down. Crawled about on this.
Put him out of his
Yeah.
poor suffering misery.
We tried to talk to him, but he didn't like us getting close, and some type of vampire.
Yeah, I will add that he seemed at peace when he was dying. So, at least that's when he mentioned it.
Seemed that way, at least.
People seem to be at peace when they stop moving due to not being alive.
Well, he seemed more at peace than that.
No.
After that, we tried to continue the funeral for oh man, names are slipping. What's the
Doru
not
Kolyan?
Doru. Kolyan.
Vandarovich.
Andarovich.
Yep. So we went to go do that. We were in the midst of, I believe, digging a grave for Doru as boy showed up with his goons. Strahd.
Boy.
Your boy Strahd rolled up in a creepy ass carriage. I believe you, and remind me if you described it this way, but it was like kind of just dark, and did it bring fog with it or something like that?
Oh yeah,
You had a picture of it, didn't you?
carriage. I will show you.
Yeah.
That's
No
what you wrote
joke. I
up
have
there.
it listed in my journal as a BBC, a big black carriage. Just that's about where I was at.
Someone failed a perception check when looking in what was inside the carriage, I think.
That is true.
Yep.
Orion and Callista, like his sidekicks. I don't even know what, not sidekicks, but like felt like lieutenants.
Bitch boys.
There was like
Goons?
vampire spawn, you know.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
goons. Goons. This is the best way to put
Those
it.
little fuck boys.
God.
Vampires do be
Yeah.
fucking.
I do remember one specific thing happening with
Yeah, I
somebody-
remember
That's what
I
was
slapped
gonna say.
some flowers out of his little bitch boy's hands. And
I
then
forgot
That's the last thing I remember.
Yeah.
And then he turned into a bitch.
Gotham swats the flowers and gets put in his place.
It was so quick too.
It was very quick.
Well, you sent me the shit for if I succeeded, and I was like, interesting.
I was like, oh wait, wrong one. You failed. Okay. Then what else after that?
We learned that Irina is a reincarnation of a woman named Tatiana, who is very important to Strahd, and that's why he's going after her.
Learn that after fighting and killing or Callista.
Yes, that's correct.
And I will add that it took 3 smites from our paladin to make it happen. So yeah,
Your spell slot known to me.
it made it worked.
And that we also must bring Irina to St. Andrew's Church in the town of Alaki as well.
Yeah, she's tagging along with us at this time.
Valaki or Valakai? Valaki.
Valaki?
I think it's
Yeah.
Valaki.
Valaki. Valaki?
Valaki?
Somebody look it up.
Lekai.
Or we're gonna say it wrong forever, and I'm gonna, like
Judas?
20 years from now,
Judas.
Tim's gonna be making fun of us.
Judas.
Judas.
I'm about to get banned. Don't do that.
That name. So yeah, coming to a close of the last session, you guys did go utilize your last 2 discounts at Build-Your-Ass Mercantile. I believe you bought arrows and costume clothes? Or tried those clothes?
Common ink, I thought.
Oh, okay, that's what you ended
I
up
think we
getting?
bought a-
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Alright.
learned, oh, Irina does have her own traveling clothes and has a hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She does have her own clothes and a hood and those sort of things. Also, you guys probably see in the chat, I dug into it today because I remember people losing a bit of max health from that fight. I went ahead and made sure that that was adjusted appropriately. Which Vale, you lost 8 max health. Judas, you lost 7, and Down, you lost 5. How you get that back? I don't know.
What?
Remember, so when the vampires bit you and you took necrotic damage, it reduced your max health
Oh.
points. You took a short rest, but it didn't
Yeah,
alleviate
I was
the
gonna say.
effects.
That's
Yeah.
a DML. He's alluding that we need to take a long rest, I believe, there, boys.
Yeah.
Probably.
Should we,
Never know.
under the temporary max hit points, can we just hit like mine?
I tried to do that. And I could not get it to work right. If you get it to work, by all means. I tried going into the cogwheel. I couldn't get it to work. I would just recommend in the future keeping track of your health somewhere, your max health, just in case it does get reduced. And that way, or even buffed, you don't forget what your value is.
So
But we can always come back to the chat and look for it, which I did.
right. Okay, so I'm down to 13 max health.
Oof.
No, you're at 21. You were. At
Oh, you
20.
already edited it. Oh, I see. I
Oh,
see.
I was about to take myself down to 20. I'm like, holy shit,
No,
20.
I already adjusted your guys' health
Okay.
per that, so you're all set.
Okay. I don't remember being higher than 20.
And you guys are very close to level 4, which we kind of went over that. But so we'll kind of jump back to the Village of Barovia. So Irina is pretty much backed up. It is 4:30-ish, as you can see on your screen there. The sun is kind of a little bit far into the west, but not too far. What are you guys doing?
At this point, she's all packed up. We're good to go, right? On her end. Cool.
So what she carries with her, 1 second, sorry.
Man, I hope it's a cart.
She's got a bag of holding with a mansion inside of it.
Blacksmith stools.
Where is this lady? Irene, there you are. So she does have a very thin sword known as a rapier. She does have a breastplate that she can wear. She carries with her a backpack with 5 rations, a sleeping bag, a kit for her to kind of take care of herself. She doesn't need to mooch off anybody. She has her own money, and yes, she is wearing the pearl necklace.
I was just about to make a joke about that.
Killane's over there like, she come out of the house with the pearls?
Thought I'd leave my jewelry at home.
No, get it back, please.
So what are you guys doing?
You said the sun is in the west. Is that we were like early morning for that funeral? So we're like late morning? Is that what you're saying? Or
No, you're like 4 in the afternoon.
oh, okay. Oh yeah, because we did all that digging. We were there.
Digging, and we took a short rest.
And shopped.
I want to ask the group, do you think there's anything else to do in town? Like Mad Mary's house or something like that?
I mean, it
Or should we just dip
seems
out?
to me that the only 2 things to do in this town would be to drink some wine and buy some overpriced goods. So I believe we are on our way.
With regards, in regards to man, he was at the place where the cart and shit, our horses are. So I think that was our next.
And Bartholomew.
Bartholomew. What?
The donkey.
Barry.
Bo?
Boris.
You talk-
Boris. Oh, I was like,
Boris.
That's right. Dark Brandon.
Oh, right. Boris. Forgot about Boris. Well, fellas, I suggest we head out. Unless there's any qualms sustained.
Didn't we talk about how long it takes to kind of get over to that area at one point?
Half a
Yeah,
day?
it's. I believe it will take more like almost a full day to get over that way.
the
I'm
pool?
not too
Day.
to the pool.
I could have sworn it was half a day.
We don't have half a day's sunlight.
judging by the distance, about 8 miles of walking, and you can make 24 hours in or 24 miles in a day, so it takes a third of a day.
Come on, Joe. You tell me you can't walk 8 miles in about 5 hours? I've seen you
Feet
run
are-
faster from enemies.
Yeah, it's only to give you more room to fight.
Ah, okay. I
You
appreciate
can make a
that.
survival check if you want to know if you think you can make it that far, based off the map.
Survival check.
One second.
Yeah, sure.
He's talking out of his ass.
Big, strong, maybe.
Okay. I'm pretty confident in this. Maybe.
Isn't there a cemetery like halfway there or something?
Right outside of town.
Yeah, it's right outside town.
Maybe we sleep in the cemetery, huh?
I don't know about that.
How about if we just walk into hit the river and another day's holding up by then? We still have light, we keep moving. Gotta get going one way or another, and well, Vina here's
Sounds good.
Good point.
Start
My only
walking.
issue is we will be very exposed on the road.
be exposed one way or another. There is no stop between here and wherever is next.
That's a
Donkey is
pool.
a long walk.
Ismark kind of chimes in on your guys' conversation, and he. I would also stress that you killed 2 of Strahd's minions. He most likely will be displeased when he hears this. Take that in consideration if you're going to try to stay in my town.
Bismarck, there's no need for doom and gloom like that. We're already pretty stressed out, as you can hear. But let's just start moving. Head over to Tessa Pool, see if we can find us shit, and well, then take Irina all the way to Balaki.
Ismark offers one final goodbye to his sister and a final tidbit of advice to you. Friends, beware of everything. Strahd has spies everywhere. He will surely be looking for you.
Noted. Thank you for your hospitality.
Of course. Please, when this is all settled, you are always welcome.
As we walk off, I give him one of these.
One of these.
Been waiting for the first one.
Never
We're back,
disappoint.
baby. We're back.
All right, you guys start to load up all your little backpacks and hockey pads or whatever your armor you're wearing. And just at the end of the street on the way out of the village, you see that guy with that top hat. I don't know if that's that important to you or not, Ketham.
Is that fucker that bumped into me?
You recognize him. And he's just
Okay,
sitting
I'm
over there. He's
gonna-
leaning against the wall. He's got a knife and he's eating what looks to be some sort of fruit.
He's got a knife?
He's cutting up like fruit and eating it.
Little bastard. Okay, I'm gonna walk at him and I'm gonna stare at him the whole time. So he knows that I know that he's there, and I'm gonna bump into him and I'm gonna keep on walking.
Okay, yeah, he doesn't see this coming. He's really looking at how hard are you running into him.
I mean, just like a friendly little nudge. I mean, nothing to like rattle him up too much, but just so he knows. that I know.
No. He hits him and the fruit kind of fumbles out of his hand. He look, watch where you're going, stranger.
And I just shake my fist at him.
The hell's that guy's problem? You all pull your packs tight and you set off on the old South Spallich Road. Fire smoke and the stink of civilization is ushered away by a gentle crosswind. The day feels a little different. The clouds and the rain has kind of the rain has stopped and the clouds have seemed to have gotten a little bit thinner. A bit of sunlight kind of kisses the surrounding hilltops. You even hear bird chatter. Though the surrounding land appears dark and a bit sickly looking, a bit of sunshine reveals the beauty locked away in this place. You hadn't noticed it before. Beds and groupings of wildflower are strewn about the hills, opening to take in their fill. You feel optimism, excitement maybe, perhaps for the first time in days. After about an hour or so, and as the village begins to disappear behind a hilltop, you see just off the road what looks to be a small, rather old cemetery. Its rusted fences and gates barely still in place. A few of the sarcophagi are so worn you cannot make out any sort of markings. However, atop a small elevation of a hill in the corner of this cemetery stands a rather tall and wide tombstone of sorts, made of white flagstone. Easily 8 foot wide, maybe about as tall as a man, maybe 6 feet. Atop it, upon its center, is a finial of a raven perched upon bramble.
It's
Is
a
it
finial again.
Think of like what's on the top of like a staff, like the decorative thing. It's more of just like a decorative piece on top.
Good
You
ornament.
see it in a form of a raven on top of bramble.
Are you guys hearing me okay, by the way?
Yes.
Mhm.
Light-wise?
Got some different lighting. I dig it.
That was too blinding up there.
I'm gonna turn to Irina and just be like, who's got the fancy tombstone over there?
I don't really know much about anybody in the grave, but I know this is an old gravesite from some old war.
Yeah, could this be the resting place of the army that comes back from the castle every night?
Those people were buried somewhere else. This is something different.
Do we
Kind
want to
of
go
just-
check it out?
Yeah, we're getting pretty close to it, or is it far away?
No, yeah, it's right up. You guys are walking up to it, or like down the road and passing it.
What
It's just a
kinda-
bit off of the road.
I'll saunter off the road a little bit and kind of walk towards it, see if I can make out anything in terms of like the history of this place.
Give
I will
me-
join you just in case.
Give me a
Yeah, same.
perception check. You and Kalain. Walking up to this gravesite, you kind of start to pick up images and depictions of battle on some of these tombstones or memorial statues even. A smaller force, what it looks like, is holding out against a larger host. In the center is a large plaque that is kind of illegible. All the whatever writing was there is long been eroded off. But it shows 2 men that are shoulder to shoulder, and they're crossing their swords in the air. The one on the left is helmetless, but he sports very heavy armor and a very well kept beard. Upon his chest, you can make out a symbol of a raven. The humanoid form that's next to him is adorned with a helmet in the shape of a dragon, and in his hands is a bow of fire.
A bow, you say?
And Kalain, as you kind of are walking up, you approaching these gravestones, you see one that is in remarkably good condition, kind of hidden behind all the other ones that were kind of further up, blocking your view until you got closer. The details of the raven and the brambles on this are impeccable. You can even see a bit of gold color that paints the edges of the symbol. Though the tombstone is rather overgrown with random kind of vegetation and grass, its glory kind of being stolen away from nature as it kind of mud and things have kind of crowded it. And with all the debris in the grass, you can't quite see everything that's on that one.
Can I clean the tombstone?
Yeah, it'll take you about a couple minutes, not a big deal.
Yeah, we can get a better view of what it's covering.
As he's doing that, kind of like scan the forest to see if anybody's watching us.
Yeah, give me a perception check. Cleaning the tombstone, you take a few moments to kind of break some of the branches of this bush that's kind of nearby, kind of casting off the growing bramble and derooting some like the longer grass that's kind of around the area that kind of obscures the gravesite. Wiping the leaves and the dirt from the stone, it reveals a phrase in a language that... Let me see if you know what it is.
I'm right there with him too.
You do not speak it. Let me see if... I think Vale does, if my memory suits me. You do speak this language, Vale. It is in Celestial, and it reads, "Actions define us."
That's a very interesting set of words. I've grown a little uneasy. I'll take my leave, Colleen.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Well, let's just say that like a bit of an echo of long times past. We'll leave it at there for now. I'm a little uncomfortable.
Sounds good. Do we have a name for this tombstone?
It is... There's no name upon it, just those words. It's less of a tombstone and more of like a memorial plaque, I guess. It would be a better description
Gotcha.
of like in that area. And with a 9, there isn't much woodland nearby you. You still have like a lot of like open hills and stuff, so like seeing that far is rather difficult. But kind of looking around like the neighboring hills and stuff, you see some people kind of out in the fields tending crop, but you don't see anything else. What?
His face was like, people, and then you're like, tending crops, and he's like, oh, okay. Just made
Not
him laugh
those
how he
people.
reacted. Is that a tall hat I see?
The curse of Strahd group murders farmers. Yeah, but you don't see anybody really watching you or anything. Occasionally you hear bird song and maybe a bird fly around, but nothing really stands out. What are you guys doing?
Blaine's up.
Yeah, kind of chilling with Dallin.
I'd like to. I kind of wander away just a little bit and then take a breath, wander a little back. Can I look a little closer at the chest armor of the guy without a helmet on the left that you said in the carving?
So what are you looking for?
I know it's probably not overly detailed, but just kind of taking a little closer look at it just to see if it looks familiar.
So kind of parallel with the stone that is higher detail. It's, you know, the raven's facing the same direction. It's in the same shape of the portrait around it. You can put 2 and 2 together. It's the more detailed one that he just cleaned. You could see it. It looks like... Did that work?
Didn't
No.
come up automatically for me. That did.
Like that.
Shit, I forgot to close the
Okay.
garage. I'll be right back.
I'll call out. Blaine, Bill, what seek over there? Respects to the dead.
I just suspected so, but it turns out that it's been a little unexpected piece of information.
What
Um,
does
This
that mean?
this stone bears my family's crest
Oh,
and the words of my family.
What were those words, by the way? Just
actions define us.
Yeah.
actions define us. Okay.
I'm not quite sure what to do with this information yet, but
Did you know that any of your family was buried out here?
no, not at all. There's some strange threads in this land.
Said that symbol is on one of the. Right?
So the
It's
finial
not
is
on
that. The finial is that like as a raven, and then
bridge.
on a flagstone you see that image pretty in high detail, and then on another plaque there's the two slot that are crossing the swords up in the air. On his chest is a very worn, but it's easy to kind of put two and two together that it's the same symbol.
It says you might
Um,
have guessed I come from a bit of a high family in the gate, but let's maybe move on from this place and this subject for the moment.
That's fair. I won't broach it further. Looking at the sigil, do I recognize it?
I guess that's kind of up to. I'd leave that up to Vale. Your family, you know the location that you're out of. I mean,
Where are you from, Joel?
Baldur's Gate. Waterdeep.
There's Kate. Come on, man.
They playing too much Baldur's Gate. That's my man.
You're a Baldurian.
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 I'll leave that up to you, Jums. If you feel your family is
Waterdeep's close enough.
enough of a notable family to be known or too small to be known, it's up to you.
You guys are from like a noble family in Waterdeep, right? Yeah, I'll give you that one. You know.
What is it?
Yeah, what is it?
The Sigil of House Enthana.
Oh! I guess we.
Of course.
Oh,
yeah.
Remember you guys? We fought in a war.
I haven't said my last name up until this point.
I had a vow of vengeance against the Enthanas.
Campaign's over.
PvP mode on. What do
Turn,
you-
turn-based mode, engage.
2 flags are now raised on you guys. So
Yeah.
Well, knowing that, I mean, would we know anything about Enthana? Then I guess that's a question to Jumps and Money. Would us as peers know?
they might know about what your family trade was. Like, I think that's probably pretty common.
Yeah, like there's just the common knowledge stuff of like what our reputation was and what we did to achieve our stature.
They're a struggling noble house that has a quarry, right? Is that what you're trying
Yeah,
to?
we had a white marble quarry.
Did you make the
Me?
Jumps? Yeah.
Yeah?
I was trying to see if that was a reference.
No, I just
One Shalanda. No, never mind.
you got it. I saw what you were doing. I did the same.
It sounded like a reference from a book that we both
Oh,
read.
okay.
Yeah.
It sure is.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Cool.
Knowing
anything else you
this,
guys are trying to do here?
yeah, knowing this, I'm just gonna try to clean it up a little bit more, just to pay respects to the fam and for a
To the fam.
Dale's fam, and
Pour one out for the
yeah.
homie.
yeah, leave after that.
Easy enough. I imagine you would maybe do a little bit of a mage hand to kind of get it sped along,
Yeah.
so you didn't spend too much time doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's looking in pretty good shape, and the vegetation around it's been cleaned up.
Cool. That's it.
You guys moving on?
Think so? Unless anybody else has business.
I would just a little bit. Vale, you're. I believe we've heard of your house before. Have you not spoken of this?
I may have left under fairly negative circumstances, I believe. I did not wish to broadcast my name about. It's not a healthy place for me.
Fair enough. Well, know that against you if you're going to do. You'll see us.
I wouldn't know much about what's going on with my house. It's been some time.
I'm gonna look at him and think, I don't care what you did. As long as you're here, it's helping us out. That's all that matters.
Pragmatic, straight to the point.
Been from your house. If you don't mind me asking. I'm prodding too much, just...
Roughly a couple years, I believe. Time seems to stretch when you're alone.
You can
It's really
say
sad.
that again.
Oh gosh. Two emotional types. Ugh.
Who, Ketham?
Shut up, Mom. It's not a phase.
Evo's not dead, money.
It'll never die. Because it won't actually ever kill itself.
Oh,
Damn, I just got
Oh my
this.
god! I got a little whiskey in my nose just.
Sorry, man. That's something a buddy of mine used to say way back in the day. All right, so you guys are moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your party travels for about another hour, and you kind of, or less than an hour. You kind of approach the Iveless River Iveless. You hear it before you see it. The fast rushing water splashes and erupts off of the rocks that are kind of just spread out all along the bank and in the river itself. And it cascades downward from higher ground, which would be this direction, kind of cascading like waterfall, kind of coming down, splashing onto the rocks as you start to enter harder terrain. Whereas you guys were in hills, you're now starting to see heavily. It's still hillish, but it's a lot of vegetation, woods, and with that you get a lot more like sheer cliff face and not as much like eroded hills. The river water, it crashes into each bank following the falls and then settles just before a walking stone bridge. The river expands its width as to swallow up the valley and runs at a quick pace down toward the village farmland. You make your way across this bridge, feeling the gentle mist of the beaten water. However, the feeling of that mist soon passes as you approach the Svalich wood again. No sunlight penetrates these trees. They are as dark and as twisted as the other side of the valley from which you came. Such sight can bring unease to any traveler. At this point, the road kind of narrows. You can be about 3 wide, but I kind of need a marching order at this point.
Real quick before we go dark. Where's the sun looking? It's starting to get dark. It was pretty late in the left.
The time you see is what you get. I've been kind of adjusting it here and there.
Where is that?
Where's that?
Time we see.
There should be, yeah. There's a little. You guys don't see the little
It
module?
used to be.
I don't
I
see
used to
anything.
see it.
Yeah,
Hold on.
it seems it's not where it was before.
No, well, it is about almost 6 p.m. ish is what you're kind of getting
Gotcha.
from that.
Okay.
When does it?
Oh, it's just,
Ooh.
yeah, it's getting darker now.
About-
So.
You get like a couple hours of daylight.
Gotcha.
At the
As
pace
far
that
as-
you're on, you still feel like you can make it there in time.
Gotcha. As far as marching order, I think Irina should be in the middle of all of us.
I'll go first since I'm at home in the woods.
I'll be up there with them as well.
All right, hold on a second.
They're both.
Or like, should we do like me and Hunter next to each other?
I lost my pencil.
I mean, maybe we need a big, strong man in the back.
Is that what you need, Steven?
I'll go to the middle because if attacked from one side, I want to be able to get somewhere. I don't
So,
want to be
I'm
in the
sorry.
back if we get attacked from the front, and vice versa.
Ketham up front, Dallin up front.
I'll be in the back.
I'm in the middle. I'll stay near Irina.
Kethem
Oh,
and Kethem and Kalain up front, and then Dallin in the middle.
With Irina.
Yep. Okay.
And then I guess me and Vale in the back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't
The
know
rear with
persuasion check
gear.
and see if I could get that pearl from her while we're walking and talking.
She just hands it to you.
I
Might
chunk it
have to
into the river.
He's yet to
Oh.
ask. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
looking for an owl feather this whole time, by the way.
Or did you? If you remembered to look for it, you just started looking.
Ooh.
That's fine. There's
All
bound
right.
to
Well,
be.
you're coming into the woods. You have a lot higher of a chance. The DC is much lower. After a little bit of travel, I'll have you make a check.
You know, because it doesn't have a gold value, he doesn't technically have to search for that, right? Because he has his component pouch.
Yeah.
Technically, okay. I was just making sure. I remember last time you were saying, "Yeah, I gotta find an owl feather." And I'm like, I don't think you have to. I was
It just has to be a gold value. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, just making sure.
Okay. So moving into the woods, you have been traveling for just over 2, maybe 3 hours at this point. And in this case, you've been traveling for 2.5. The road narrows and its appearance is a bit more wild and overgrown. However, it appears to be traveled frequently. Fresh mud from the rains betray other travelers, revealing recent foot and cart traffic. Continuing down the main path for some time, the air feels still, yet you still hear the groaning of the old woods around you. Other than your footsteps and the quiet biting tinnitus that rings in your ears, you don't hear so much as a bird. You come onto a straightaway, and just up the path there is something in the road. It looks to be a man, maybe a woman, hunched over the corpse of some kind of animal, seemingly gutting it. The figure is dressed in animal skins and furs, with a very large double-sided axe slung over its back. The seemingly humanoid figure is facing away from you and has not noticed your presence.
I'm gonna kind of. Does everybody see him? I'm assuming.
Common knowledge.
Kind of quietly ask Irina to stay close or not.
Kind of see her motion her hand to like her sword. She doesn't draw it, but kind of instinctively kind of grabs it.
I'll follow up and say, "You know, the one we."
There's tribal peoples, the Gakis tribes. They come down from the mountains from time to time. They aren't overly aggressive, but they're not overly fond of us.
I was kind of quietly whispering, quietly whisper that to the rest of the group.
Oh yeah, and also they mostly stick to the woods, and they prize strength over everything. Typically, they are allowed to go by if they pay tribute.
So, do we pay tribute then?
Like
She's
we
saying
could go by. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Assume there's more. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Can I like roll perception to see if I see any others in the woods around?
Yeah, so currently he or she or whatever it is 200 feet, probably on a straight away from you. Still hasn't noticed you. I imagine you guys kind of like duck down a little bit. Give me a perception check.
Well, I guess now that I know that he's like 200 feet, I kind of turn to the group and I'm gonna say, would you like me to attempt to scout it out, or?
Think of that. We can.
Judas? I'm just kidding. Clay?
Yeah, it's not today.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Okay, now I will roll the perception to check.
Yeah, it just
Or
now
what?
occurs to everybody that Judas this entire time has those little like Vystani shoes with the bell on the end of them. Ding ding.
Oh
Mm.
gosh.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yes.
If you're trying to, how close are you trying to get? You're just trying to go up through the woods and get better eyes in there, or what are
Yeah,
you
I
doing?
think so. Man, what do y'all think? I was thinking just move up a little bit, then kind of check it out, and then come back.
His
Just to get a
value
little.
strength. I'm gonna go marching down the road if
You feel pretty comfortable getting up to about like 120 feet away, like closing at least half the distance. But to go further than that, you would need to make a stealth check.
I'd say let's just waltz right in there. That's just me.
Okay, I'll just kind of stay at the 120 and just kind of scan the woods around, and then.
It's pretty simple to make your way up unseen, even though it's kind of a straightaway. You kind of duck into like the vegetation a bit and get a bit closer up. Give me a perception check with advantage. So I think somebody's helping you. Who was it? Colleen?
Yeah.
You don't immediately see anybody, but you do see the figure kind of kind of sit up a little bit, like turn a direction for a moment. You kind of see a beard on the side of his face, and it's kind of like moving as if he's speaking, and then he goes back to gutting the animal.
Okay, I'm gonna just kind of tap Colleen on the shoulder and signal him for us to like move back to the group, and then I'll kind of share that there's probably more than one up ahead, and that he has a beard.
Important details.
Crucial knowledge. Thank you.
Did I see what kind of animal it was that he had downed, or?
It was a wolf.
Say it better not be a mule.
Boris, no. Now I'm the
Versus-
only ass in Barovia.
Well put.
That's funny.
try to sneak up further, march down the road. They value strength, but I don't know if that means
right back.
just presenting ourselves out in the open like.
I say let's do it.
We could make a fairly powerful show of force with your handsome armored face at the front, I believe. So
Yeah. I'll even
Okay.
I'll even puff up my chest a little bit.
get in there, champ.
So you guys begin to approach. Does anybody call out, or you just kind of walk up until he notices you?
I think we should probably
I
call
think I
out.
would call out.
Oh,
Oh, there,
Walter.
Walter. Say Walter.
Yeah, no, it was just.
Walter, is that you?
Being kind of
Oh,
as he's
there.
crunched, he's still kind of like crouched down, but he kind of straightens his back. You see him take whatever blade he was using to cut this animal, kind of sheathes it in something that's on his belt, and grabs his axe off of his back. And he stands, and he turns, and you see a grizzled tower of a man. He wears what looks to be wolf skin on his shoulders, with the wolf's head kind of resting on the top of his head. His long braided beard extends just below his bare chest that has some sort of like woad tattoos. His leggings are made of tanned leather with what appears to be some sort of kind of padding around it. He kind of holds his axe up, kind of in a pose, and like an intimidating pose. And, "Be gone, weak Barovian. This is Garkis' kill. This Garkis' trail. Go, or I will take your head and eat your guts."
I'm put one hand, kind of on the pommel of my, or not draw it, kind of show that I'm not afraid. Put another hand up and say, "We mean you no harm. We just mean to pass by. It is your kill. That is your right. Just be moving on."
Kind of eyeballs you for a moment, kind of almost seemingly sizing you up. Give me a persuasion check.
Nice.
He kind of goes from like 2 hands on his axe, and then just the one that's under the axe head, and kind of sets it on the ground. Well, we see you're not village weaklings, but no use trail for nothing. Give us 20 gold pieces for each of you. He eyeballs you, Dallin. Or perhaps we make a wager instead.
Who's all up at the front? Are we all? Like, do I hear this?
Yeah, everybody.
We all moved up. Yep.
Okay.
I'm-
Yeah,
I'm-
sorry, I had to deal with the
was-
cat.
I was leading the kind of big man strong vibes. But,
I'll step up in the just hearing like, oh, a wager, you say?
who's trying to
what-
wager
what
with
kind
me?
of
Be
wager?
careful.
I put a hand up to Judah's chest. Like, he doesn't like Barovians. Stop with that stupid accent.
Well then, I guess I'll just be in this accent for now.
Just let
Man
Dallin
in
talk.
metal skirt. These toothpicks speak for you? Are you that weak?
No, he's the strongest of all of us. Look
They're
at
still
him.
speaking for you.
I put
You
my
must
hand-
be weak.
I put my hand up to quiet them and hope that they get the signal to stay quiet. What type of wager do you want? Or what is this wager that you speak of?
You shed your cowardly armor and wrestle me. You best me, we let you go in peace. I best you, you give us all of your money.
And he said 20. He said 20 gold per person. Be 50 plus. No, 100 plus arenas.
Or you could wrestle them and get by for free, or lose and have to pay all your money. Or fight them. Well, I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, we could just kill the.
Could be 20.
Could be.
Could be.
So
Ride
with
or
the
die, buddy.
wrestling- With the wrestling, it would be a contest of athletic checks, best out of 5.
I like your odds, yeah.
I think it's a pretty good odds there, son. You're a big, strong man.
And you could always be a sore loser and just fight them anyway.
I know that's kind of what I was just thinking. I'm like, I'm not giving up on my meager 83 gold.
No, a paladin wouldn't break an oath like that, would they?
But I
I'm a
fucking
vow
would.
of vengeance, though. I don't know if my oath is about lying about gold.
Also,
But,
I have Mage Hand that can help you out too.
oh man, with what? With wrestling?
I don't know.
It can move 5 pounds.
It can move up to 10 pounds, and any sort of force is helpful
Oh.
enough.
I want to know
I'm just trying to be creative, man.
No,
Don't
I
shoot
know.
down my
It's just-
ideas, man.
why
That's
does this
not what
guy
Mage Hand
find
is.
himself so strong, but all of his buddies are hiding up in the woods and shit? That's kind of what I want to ask him, but I know that'd probably piss him off.
I was honestly thinking about asking pretty much how many of you are you and all that. I was gonna try and get some info out of him. Before I take upon this wager, how many are you and what is your name? My name is Dylan Calcia. I know your name before I take a wager of that.
Fair question. I am Rogas. Then no. You'll not know how many there are of us. And he smiles.
Now that we're closer, money, can we look to see if we look around and see if we spot anyone?
At this point, yeah, go ahead. You can make another perception check.
I was trying to see what my oaths are as vengeance. Because I don't want to break anything like that.
You do not really notice anything else. You kept them kind of pointed out the side of the road that he was speaking to. You kind of look over there. You didn't see anything. You looked on the right. Also, no indication.
What was it? Rokas?
Rogus.
Rogus.
The first one I got right off the hop this campaign.
Yeah, it's not Eastern European, so it's phonically correct.
Ogus, I'll take you up on your offer. Start to strip off my armor.
Excellent. He kind of pulls off his like wolf furs and stuff.
I was about to see if I'm in with them. But as I'm taking off my armor, I'll say, would you be willing to take the wager just between you and I? If I lose, I give you all the gold that I have. They just pay the normal fee. Ripping off my armor.
You look rich enough. Fair.
It's a deal then.
He's too stupid to know any better.
Okay, yeah, I'm taking off my armor. To the side, I was taking it off just by myself.
There, I'll take
We'd
your
help.
armor.
We'd help
My
you.
groom, come over here and take my armor off for me.
Sure, please, let me take your armor.
Yeah, we're each like undoing a part of it.
All right, so you guys kind of square up. He kind of grabs a couple of branches and indicates like an area that you can't just like keep running around. It's a pretty tight, kind of like a boxing ring almost. Just you can't step outside that. If you get forced out of it or whatever, you can come back in, no big deal. But you can't like run away from him. Which point you guys both take your corners.
Okay. Is this just like a pushing outside the ring type of thing?
This is more of like a pinning somebody to the ground kind of
Like a tap
thing.
out situation. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna start hooping and hollering.
Are you ready?
Let's be at it.
And he starts beating his chest and like lets out like this loud like woad warrior cry and just charges you. Make an athletics check.
Well, I'll be.
Come on. Dice, don't fail me now, man. Come on.
What did you roll?
Oh,
I got the dice mixed up. So as you guys kind of charge at one another, he kind of sidesteps you a bit and kind of kicks out your leg and you roll into the dirt. He tries to jump on you, but you quickly throw him off and get back up. But that's one for him.
Okay.
And we'll do another.
Cheap shot, cheap shot.
Come on, Dice. Okay.
This time you kind of come after him, kind of yelling and screeching and not screeching, sorry. Coming up with this spur of the moment.
Like a water boy.
kind of picking him up and slamming him into the ground. And you kind of get on top of him, kind of start punching at him, and he's kind of blocking himself. At which point he kind of tries to escape out of your mount there. Give another athletics check. So it's 1-1.
Come on. Big roll.
That's why I don't forget.
Oh, God.
And he does escape. Your mount kind of throwing you over the side, rolling over, and begins pummeling you. That's 2-1 him.
Okay. I say, Joel.
And he's got you kind of beat up against the ground here.
Mhm.
Joe, are you doing something?
I'm gonna attempt to cast Mage Hand and try to help him out in any sort of way.
Now hold on there, partner. You might want to think twice about that. This
So that
here's a
is
man of
a-
honor.
Vocal and somatic. So there's a chance that somebody can hear it, and there's a chance somebody might see what you're doing.
Hmm.
Just letting you know. Because you would know that because you have to say the incantation and do this symbol to summon this hand. It would be a
Gotcha.
perception check on somebody's part, and it would be a sleight of hand check for you to not do poorly on hiding the symbol, the signing.
How
So
many to win?
it's double the
3?
risk because they get to try to hear you and they get to try to see you.
Okay, sounds good. I won't do it.
You won't do it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he's got you pinned against the ground. He's pummeling you right now. If he gets you over here, it's gonna be over.
Yep.
All right.
I was
So
trying to
last
think of
athletics check.
anything I have here. But yeah, okay.
I believe.
All
Here
right,
we go.
here goes. I just gotta get good rolls. I've got a good modifier.
Mm.
Oh.
Oh, thank God.
Man.
That was huge.
And
Hell
another
yeah.
20 clutches it because that counts for
yes,
two.
yes.
That pretty much kills him,
So
right?
as he's
He's
trying to
dead.
punch you, you like move left and right your head, and you moved it left or you moved it right and then left as he's missing. And when you moved it the second time, there's a rock right there, and he just crunches his knuckles against it, kind of lets out in pain, kind of releases like his position, and you easily kind of flip him over and kind of get behind him and begin to choke him out. And he's struggling against you, trying to elbow you, hit you, and his eyes begin to kind of like roll. You start to feel him begin to kind of get weaker and lose consciousness. At which point, coming out of the bushes,
I will ready an Eldritch Blast.
they move up, not menacingly, but a lot of them begin coming out of the bushes, and another large man kind of bumping through the brush, kind of shoveling one of these smaller guys out of the way. Rogus, you weak shit! All right, let him go. Let him go.
I let him go. And as I stand up, I offer a hand to him to help him up.
He's passed out.
Oh, I knocked him out. I was gonna let go before he passed out. But okay.
Yeah, he kind of went limp there. I mean, he'll come
Okay,
back pretty
all right,
quickly.
That's fine. That's fine.
But for a moment, he's kind of out. All right. You see, you're not village weaklings.
I look at Judas.
Just don't. I'll tell you what, there, partner. Just
Christ.
it's best that we speak softly and carry a big stick, and that big stick happens to be Dowling, okay?
Roll initiative. Everybody just roll their.
I was like, oh fuck.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. The other large man, who's seemingly larger than the guy you just kind of fought, kind of walks up to you at kind of a quick pace. It's at your.
Yeah, I was gonna
here.
say would I've been okay.
He comes like walking up, like almost within like an uncomfortable distance. You can almost like smell his breath, smell his body odor, and like the furs and the leathers, the stink of it. And he kind of pokes you in the chest. You're pretty strong.
But I am. Light of
He kinda
Waterdeep, not from the villages.
Water deep. Never heard of it. Reaches up and he on this like necklace, this wooden necklace. It's a string, like woven string with like a wooden totem on it, and pulls it off. And he just slams it into your chest. And you almost like take a step back. Take this totem. Then it's like in the shape of like a half man, like half wolf, like a werewolf kind of. Less so than like, you know, like most werewolves are like just a wolf on their hind legs. This is like the body of a man, but like you know, the upper body of like a wolf. You travel through my lands freely. And he kind of turns and he kicks Rogus as he's getting his consciousness back, and like in the side, and he kind of lets out a groan. Get up, you sack of shit. Let's go.
Before you go, I know your name. I'm Dallin Kelsier.
What was this guy's name? Zerkier.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that one typed out.
Aw. It's not Udir?
Oh, that was close.
He kind of says that as he's moving away. Anything else?
I'll just pull out. Zerkier, we'll see you again. Rogus. Next time we can have a rematch. Next time we run across each other.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed a thing. Let's go back just a bit. You show this to any of my kind, and they will recognize strength. Basically, they won't attack you.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I will say too, as they begin to walk away, he kind of goes back over, kind of lumps the wolf onto his side, still kind of shaking his head a little bit. He turns back to you and kind of gives like a nod, and they all kind of start to like disappear into the brush again.
One of these.
Looking kind of, one thing you do notice down, which seems somewhat strange. Turn that down a little bit. You notice some of the blood that was spilled by the wolf corpse, and even maybe some of your own from the fighting, or his, kind of blood spatter on the ground. Anything anytime there's like any vegetation, like on the dirt itself, it just lies there, but like in the grass or on a bush or something, you see the blood kind of absorb at a very fast pace, and the plant life around the bloodied area turns to a more lively red and purple color.
It's just any plant, not a specific one. It's any touching grass.
Well, just in the area that you were, wherever you see
Right.
blood around you right now.
It's not like a specific plant that I saw, dude.
No, just the general vegetation in the area.
Okay.
They kind of walk off into the brush, like right off the trail and toward the southeast. If you reference your map, that is the mountains. The direction that they're headed, I mean.
So,
So what did I say? Did I say southeast?
Wait,
Yeah,
so
southwest.
wait, were they headed out already and actually backing out into the woods or no?
They're leaving right now. Were you trying to do something?
Somehow I have a wide brim hat on me that just I pull it out of my costume kit that I have, put it on, be like, well, don't be a stranger. Anytime that we're gonna need you, we'll call upon it. We'll get down over here to make sure it gives you a holler.
Give me a dexterity
take care
saving
now.
throw.
I hope it's a javelin.
Would be a javelin.
Yeah, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Fuck around. We're gonna find out.
Coming out of the bushes, a large rock goes zipping by your head as you're speaking, kind of cutting you off halfway through your bit, and you do like one of those like da, 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 as it kind of comes by.
Yeah, just remember, that down can.
Stop.
Shit. Yeah. It was kind of annoying to talk like that.
just maybe we don't push it with them. I
Brother,
don't know if this totem extends as far as you.
brother. Nice job. High five.
High five.
All right.
It's close.
I always
Nah.
knew staying with the big strong guy. It's a good idea.
All right.
Hmm?
The sun begins to kind of get about, later in the day. It's still up. It's about maybe 7, got like hour or two of daylight. Anything you guys are doing, or do you press on?
I think we
I think
press
we would
on.
definitely press on, at least from this area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't
So
wanna hear they're hunting or something.
the path grows a bit wider, and the woods themselves wilder as you continue your journey. Not an hour passes, and you come to a fork in the road. An old wooden gallows creaks just up the path in a chill wind that blows down from the high ground to the west. A frayed length of rope dances from its beam. The well-worn road splits here, and a signpost opposite the gallows points off in 3 directions. That's more like
Like
there.
on this.
To the east, it reads Barovia Village. To the northwest, Tessar Pool. You kind of see like this smaller, bit wilder path headed off in that direction. And then Ravenloft, Valaki to the southwest. The northwest fork slants down and disappears into the trees, while the southwest fork clings to an upward slope. Across from the gallows, a low wall crumbling in places partially encloses a small plot of graves shrouded in fog, of which a few of them look brand new.
There's like
So you're coming up this road, and it kind of splits.
you got a right and left.
Just at the corner of that split
Between.
in the center, think like here, is a gallows, and off to the side is a small grave, like graveyard, and in that small graveyard there are a few graves that look very new.
You said
New
just the
headstones.
graveyard has like or is it just the
It's just shrouded in like fog of just like in the woods, not like the thick fog that had been chasing you previously.
Can I see who's on the tombstones? Names.
Kind of approaching and looking at it. There's two names you don't recognize, but in the middle you see a name, Jenny, and there's words written below it in a language that you don't understand.
Jenny or Ginny?
Jenny.
Fuck.
Judas does speak this language.
Which one is it?
It is Vystani. Like there's Vystani
Yeah.
words you identify as, and the loose translation of what it says is "died alone but not afraid."
I'll relay it of this was your guys' sister, no?
the fresh grave?
Pretty fresh. Talking in comparison to the other ones, you're looking at weeks versus years. The headstone's pretty crude, the writing, and it's just like kind of like a flat rock. It's not like, a nice gravestone. It's something that somebody put there and then chiseled on there by hand.
It looks like whoever buried her had at least some respect for her. The inscription is kind of flattering.
Yeah, and the two graves on either side of her are both the same. One of them reads Tad, and the other one reads. I had a weird name for this dude. What was his name? You guys. Oh, sorry.
You're good. I was going to pull up the
Blanking
journal.
because you guys know the name. It's Orin. Yes, and that grave site is emptied.
Orin.
Is that from the journal? Wait.
Orin is. Oh, that's the vampire we fought, right? That's Orion.
Same thing.
Oh,
Orion. Sorry, pronunciation.
okay. Okay.
Wait. That Orion?
Yeah.
I mean, are we sure in this? Context clues are there a bit, but we're sure that
No.
it's just the word name Ginny. Last name spelled the same.
No last name.
Spelled the same that we spell it.
Possibly, I will spell it how it's spelled now. They spelt it like that.
Oh, that's Jenny, not Jenny. Okay, cool. We're fine. They sound the same. Jenny. Yeah.
Can't be her, right?
No, ours is spelled Jenny. Ginny.
Doesn't mean they know how to spell her name.
It's pretty fucking easy to spell Ginny.
Often is she gonna write it for them, Elaine?
Maybe like twice.
This could very well be her.
You got a shovel?
I'm not digging up any graves.
Brother, if that's our sister, how else are we gonna find out?
I don't.
This
have a
seems
shovel, by
like
the way.
family business. I'm gonna step away from this conversation.
You said it was probably like weeks that this grave's been here? Roughly estimated.
Without a check, best guess.
How long do you think this has been here? I asked the guy with survival.
Let me check. About
Maybe a couple weeks.
maybe a couple weeks.
We more sure of the couple weeks now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that sounds
Fairly
like
recent.
a guide alone, but not afraid. Definitely sounds like her, but
Anyone? Is there anything else around here that we're missing out on? Anything that could potentially clue us in to who this might be? You know what you said, it's just kind of a plain.
Plain graveyard. Most everything else is overgrown. That's why it's so easy to tell these were new. Just that there's one grave that's empty near you that doesn't look like something crawled out of it. It just looks like it got dug up. Like there's a
That's
pile
Orin's,
of
right?
dirt. What?
that was Orin's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very noticeably, shovel marks and footprints around the area. It got dug up.
Do need to know if it's her, but I can't go dig. They're disturbed in this place.
You can't, but I can. Do you have a shovel?
You do see shovels in the area.
Okay. I'm gonna start shoveling. I
You
hate-
grab the shovel, and as you hit the ground, it feels like you're hitting brick. There's some sort of force preventing you digging this with this shovel. As you hit it, not even a piece of dirt lifts. It's solid. In looking at it, it looks just like regular pile of dirt, but when you hit it, it's a loud clang, and you almost like break your hand. You weren't expecting it.
Gotcha. Am I able to move the dirt with my hands?
No.
Okay.
Who
Down.
is this?
Um,
Looks to all the
Dirt.
magic user group.
yeah. Do I recognize it?
You can make an Arcana check, but it's going to be pretty high DC because you do not know this. You obviously immediately know, especially since I already said it, there's some sort of magical effect on this. You do not quite understand what it is.
Right on another.
I'll try to scratch some dirt from another grave, see what happens.
Regular dirt.
That's pretty fucking weird.
Didn't one of you have a lock of her hair or something? Maybe does it have any significance? I don't know.
With a try.
Maybe.
I think I grabbed it on the way out of the house. I think it was like a vial with her hair in it. Not inventory.
No, you got it.
No, why it's
Yeah.
not.
What are you guys trying to
but
do
I
with
know I
that?
grabbed it. Lower her hair that was out of the house. I'll take it and touch it to this. See if it has any.
Nothing of significance, no effect.
Where the shot? You never know.
I'm gonna bring out the big black ball that I have the orb and just put it on the grave, see what happens.
Yeah, you set it down, and it's still kind of doing its little smoky smokerson thing, and nothing happens.
Okay. Put it back in the bag. I don't know, brother. I don't know what this is. It's magic, obviously. I just don't know what type, what spell. And it's only this one that's affected.
We need to speak to the Sarah Poole. Know something more?
Yeah.
And this might not be her. We don't have proof.
Yeah. I agree
It's
with
two
that.
Jennies in the world. I like her at least.
I've met two before.
Anything else you guys are doing here?
I don't think so.
Can't think of anything
Yeah.
else. Can we check out the gallows? Is there
Actually, I'm gonna dig up the grave of Tad. And I'm
That's
gonna
going
see
to
what I-
take you probably an hour-ish to really kind of dig down.
Yeah. I just feel like we might get some more clues out of who's on the next grave if we dig up this one. What do you guys think?
It's going to start putting you into nighttime, just so you know.
Yeah.
I'd almost talked of it. It would have probably
Mm-hmm. I'll go with that too.
Unless they were also the ones that executed her. What if she died on the... Oh.
Could I go over to the gallows
Yeah,
and just
give me an investigation check.
just to see if what I'm kind of looking for is to see if been used recently.
Yeah.
Anything like that.
Yeah, I picked up what you're looking
Okay,
for.
okay.
You can make an investigation check.
Oh boy, the worst possible roll, -1.
I mean, there's some detail that is to be missed, but you can tell that this has not been used for a very long time.
Okay, like I was looking for like rope things like
Like that door mechanism where they pull it and the door opens. That's
Yeah.
not even connected anymore. All the metal like hinges and stuff are completely rusted off. It's just a relic.
Cool. I think we move on then.
I think we should talk to the Vystani at Serpool and about this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the writing was in Vystani.
Correct. As you guys take the road north, and as you begin to leave the area, each of you hear a loud creaking noise behind you, coming from the gallows. Where there was nothing before, now hangs a lifeless, gray body. The breeze kind of has it wobble from left to right as it slowly turns the hanged figure until its dead eyes are fixed upon you. To most of you, you see just some random villager probably. Just decayed. You see a bit of bone and parts of its toes have fallen and it's just hanging there. However, Ketham, you see the spitting image of yourself hanging from the gallows. Need everybody to make a horror check.
What is that?
Charisma saving throw.
Charisma. I love everybody's different dice, though.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Okay. So
Oh,
everybody but Judas fails. This is for Ketham. Don't listen to this. This is for everybody else. Everybody gains 9 stress, unless you succeeded, which would be Judas, who gets half. So round down 4.
4 stress.
And Ketham, you get 15 stress.
Well, I get half, Hunter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Judas is the only one that kind of still fucking with his hat. Didn't quite see what was going on, so not as stressed.
Said 15.
Yeah.
As I see it, I'm gonna kind of like just like break out into like a cold sweat. I mean, obviously not making myself break out into a cold sweat, but like seeing it, and I'm gonna kind of drop to a knee and like grab at my throat like I'm being hung. Just kind of like, and then just kind of like go onto all fours, like almost like heaving, like trying to just gain breath back.
And as you do that, I imagine everybody's eyes kind of turn toward you. And in that instance, they're all looking at you, and you see the head, Ketham, move, the eyelids open, and you hear laughter, and it dissipates into like a black smoke from like starting at the feet all the way back up to the head as it laughs. I need you to make another horror check. Charisma saving throw.
Everyone, or just him?
Just him.
Him.
And give me a perception check as well.
Oof.
You take 7 more stress. You succeeded, so it's half.
You said perception.
Yeah.
Damn.
The body, as it was evaporating away, it whispered something, but you did not quite hear it. But you did pick up the word debt.
Okay, I'm gonna just like from the shock of it, I'm still just like bent over breathing, and I slowly like try to gain my composure.
Try to assist him. Suddenly gasping, just try to help him. Got him. Okay.
I'm gonna kind of grab onto his arm to like allow him to assist me, and I'm just gonna say, I could have sworn I saw myself in that figure. And I'm just gonna kind of like look up at Dallin with like visibly spooked like look in my face.
Wasn't you, Ketham. Trick on us, I don't. You're all right.
If you say so. I'm gonna like just slowly just kind of stand up and just almost like I'm distant because I'm like thinking about kind of what just occurred and trying to like come to the realization that nobody else saw it, but I know exactly what I saw. If that makes sense.
You feel heavy and lightheaded.
How late is it right now?
How light? Like how much light?
No, like how late is it? Like
Oh,
if it's
like
late enough.
it's still a little bit sunny. The sun is starting to go over the mountains to the west. It's got a little bit of time left. You got about an hour left.
I'm gonna kind of say to the group, I'm not feeling too well. If we have much longer to go, I don't know if I can make it all the way.
We got 1 hour left of sunlight. About we can carry you there. Come. Put your arms around me and Dallin. We'll just walk together.
Going to say, who is this we?
I think
But,
he's still able to walk, Elaine. He meant more
Look at him.
emotionally.
Well, we gotta keep going. We can't stay here. If that thing scared the fuck out of him now, imagine what it'll do in the nighttime.
Not talking about staying the night here, but I think he can walk. Can't you, Ketham?
Yes, maybe with some assistance towards the end.
You two are
All right, we'll help him.
Well, as you guys are helping him, you gradually make your way up this trail. And as you kind of are making your way up this trail, like a large murder of crows coming from the northwest kind of caw as they all fly over you, paying no attention, just high above the trees. Like an absorbent amount. of crows, and they kind of fly past you. And as you kind of continue walking, they circle around you, cawing and being, being gross, being super fucking annoying with that caw. They just. To which they then take off to the northeast. Traveling a bit further,
Is that
you
towards the castle?
begin to see
Yeah.
a bit. It's starting to get really dark, so seeing light is pretty easy. You begin to see what looks to be campfire light coming from up ahead. As you're approaching, you see this branch that comes across this muddy trail, and atop it, one singular raven,
Ooh.
just watching you.
I'm gonna go ahead and kind of. It's pretty obvious that it's there.
Yeah, it's a low-hanging branch, maybe 12 feet. He's just
Okay.
sitting there, perched.
Does it notice us?
He's looking right at you. I just said that.
Okay, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and approach, and more or less just be hello there. Are you do you know me? And just offer. Do you want some? And offer him or her any just a little bit of food.
Kind of like turns its head. It's like looking at you, and then hops off the branch and flies away.
Every time.
Going to speak to birds, Judith. What are you doing?
I like birds, specifically ravens. They're quite nice. Most
I
of
say
the
we
time.
shoot the next one.
No. Being very nice to you.
I have a history of birds being nice to me, but none of the ones around here apparently.
Yeah.
The road gradually disappears and is replaced by a twisted, muddy path through the trees. Deep ruts in the earth are evidence of comings and goings of these wagons here. The canopy of mist and branches suddenly gives way to black clouds boiling far above. This is a clearing here, next to a river that widens to form a small lake several hundred feet across. 5 colorful round tents, each 10 feet in diameter, are pitched outside a ring of 4 barrel-topped wagons. A much larger tent stands near the shore of the lake, its sagging form lit from within. Near this tent, you see 8 unbridled horses and 1 ass drinking from the lake.
Is it Boris?
I don't know, can you tell Boris from behind?
Yeah.
The mournful
maybe.
strains of an accordion clash with the singing of several brightly clad figures around a bonfire. A footpath continues beyond this encampment, meandering north between the river and the forest's edge. So you guys are kind of like on the edge. No one's kind of noticed you yet. What are you doing? Marching on up.
Something else.
I don't know why. I mean, we should probably make ourselves known before, we just walk on in. From my sort of history of being
That's
around
kind of
this,
what
I would.
you guys see.
That's what I meant.
Oh.
Marching up and like scream from 200 feet away.
I just wanted
Part
to show
of me
you
almost.
guys what you're looking at a little better.
The idea that I'm thinking of is pulling out my violin and then just start playing as we approach, just so it's more of a more of a friendly thing.
Okay.
Just marching up and
okay.
just some guy in armor.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Cool, so-
hi. I wasn't just gonna like charge into him. Like...
You begin to hear this stringed violin playing. It's very slow and you're not slow. It's keeping with the beat of the accordion that's playing. You start to see some heads from the campfire kind of turn.
As we hear the violin, I'm just going to kind of spark and say, "Oh, it's surprising to hear a good violin playing."
As you guys approach, everybody kind of sees you coming out of the light, and you see a lot of people have mugs of drinks or wineskins of things. And as you guys approach, they all just kind of hold up their drinks. Hey! As Judas kind of leads the way with the violin, I imagine you go over to where the accordion player is. He kind of nods as you guys continue playing. And a colorfully dressed elderly man approaches with his arms tucked behind him. His aged back aches as he kind of moves forward towards you. Initially, as you walked up, he seemed very wary, but then as the music kind of picked up and you all came into the light, he produces a very warm smile. Welcome, weary travelers, the elder calls out, voice kind of shaking with wisdom of his age. You've stumbled upon our humble circle, just in time for our Doruk, sacred rite of tale and legend. Come, share in our fire, partake in our wine, but tread lightly, for we dance on the threads of stories and legends, and any interruptions can fray their delicate weave. And he gestures for you guys to sit over toward a few cut and sawed logs by a fire. Some of the other Vystani, kind of seeing the gesture, stand up and adjust their seating to accommodate you. Others warmly offer wineskins off of their belts and sacks and out of sacks laid about the camp around you. What are you guys doing? I imagine. I don't know.
Kind of pause in the playing and be like, thank you kindly. And we didn't come too late to miss the best Dorok, huh? That is quite good. I thank you for your hospitality. My name is Judas.
Please sit. We're doing Dorok now. Please sit.
Okay. Introductions later. It's fine.
Before you get a word in, the elder kind of shuts you down and asks that you sit. And he flowers his hand over the fire, and the music stops. Dropping off his hand is a powder, and it falls into the orange flame, and the fire erupts in a greenish flume of fire, and it quickly settles to a limelight green, and remains green. He clears his throat. We revel in tales of great battles, as well as fell monsters, don't we? You kind of see him gesturing as he speaks. We find ourselves on the eve of the Red Day, as I like to call it. Some of you have heard this story, and I'm sure you friends being in the land long enough, especially around this time, have heard. But a mighty wizard had come to this land nearly a year ago. I remember him like it was yesterday. He sat exactly where you're sitting now. He gestures to you. He's a very charismatic man, he was. He thought he could rally the people of Barovia against the devil Strahd. He stirred them with thoughts of revolt and bore them to the castle en masse. When the vampire appeared, the wizard's peasant army fled in terror. A few stood their ground, but they were never seen again. And he kind of waves his arms throughout the story in a spectacular spout of showmanship as he recants details of various monsters that he witnessed, and spares none of the gore involved. As he does so, he changes the color of the flame, and he kind of lets other pyrotechnics kind of erupt out of his hand, with the other Vystani kind of oohing and awing involuntarily as he wows them with these tricks. And with each detail and description, he molds a visual out of the fire, smoke and shadow. The wizard and the vampire were all that remained. They cast spells at each other, one after the other. The battle flew from the courtyards of Ravenloft to the precipice overlooking the falls. I saw the battle with me own eyes. Thunder shook the mountainside. Great rocks tumbled down upon the wizard, yet by his magic he survived. The elder moves his hand over the fire, this time conjuring it blue. Lightning from the heavens struck the wizard, and again he stood his ground. But when the devil Strahd fell upon him tooth and claw, the wizard's magic could save him no longer. I saw him that night, thrown 1,000 feet to his death. I climbed down the river to search for his body, to see if, he had anything of value. But the river Iblis had all but swallowed him up. I never did catch the poor conjurer's name, brave as he was. That is how he shall be remembered, though poor in judgment should be his mark. For his fate was foretold by our very own, and he chose to ignore it. I wonder aloud, and for all to listen, be it chance or fate that brings you, six, to us, new friends. As the elder settles from the story, the fire returns to its natural state. The accordion and some few other instruments begin to pick back up, and a few people clap at the end of the story. Conversations begins to pick up between different campers and different Vystani. The elder sits silently on his log, crosses one leg, and watches you with a friendly smile.
Hearing the violin in the background is cool.
Can we take a 5-minute break?
That's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, see you guys back in 5.
Yeah.
How's it going, Jones?
Real good, man. I got some vacation coming up. Had
Yeah?
2 3-day week or 3-day weekends last 2 weeks in a row, so it's been nice, real nice.
I will say I meant to churn up the volume of this song, and I forgot to, so it's very quiet, so feel free to turn all your volume up so you can actually hear it, unless it's just me. So what are you gonna do for your vacation?
We're going to Vancouver. We've got a nice loft Airbnb, and we're going to Hosier, if you're familiar.
Hosier, I'm not.
He's
What is that?
just like a bomb songwriter, man. Like
Oh.
this guy's lyrics are just unbelievable.
What kind of music?
Like indie rock.
Oh, cool.
It's
That's a
super.
good
It's
time.
digestible stuff for sure.
My music's always such a good time, man. I prefer that, like, on vacation. Just anytime I go anywhere, if I can find somewhere with like just a bit of live music, I'm happy. Like when we were at Disneyland the first night we were there, we found a little jazz bar, and there was like a live jazz band playing. I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's dope.
And no one even knew this bar was open yet. They're like, yeah, they don't know. We just opened like 3 days ago. I don't think anybody knows we're open yet. There was like 4 of us there. I was like, this is great. All right. kind of get back into it. As the elder settles, the fire returns to its natural state. The music picks back up, and a few people clap at the end of the show. Conversations begin to pick back up. The elder sits in silence, and he watches you in a friendly smile. What are you guys doing?
I first raise my wine glass to him. Gonna give him a nod. Good story, friend.
True story, friend.
You were there. This red wizard fought against Strahd.
I was here. I was there.
You know more of this red. This person came from.
No. It was not my place to speak or ask questions of him. That was another one of our members who handles these things. Perhaps you've heard of her.
Is it a?
Sophia?
Yeah, is it a Sophia?
No, Sophia is a right bitch. She's one of us, though. I was more speaking of Madame Ava, of course.
Madame Eva. Yes. Do.
To Jenny.
Ah.
And that's also who the 3 Vystani women in Barovia told you to come find, Judas.
Do we hear those like wolf howls in the?
That's just a sound that nothing to
okay.
do with.
Do we see Sophia?
Give me a perception check. Upon thinking that, you wonder, do I even know what she looks like?
Oh yeah, that's actually a fair
But
point.
you do pick up
Do I see my
on
horse? That's what I want to know.
a younger woman kind of eyeing you guys while she's in the middle of a conversation. She's young, very beautiful, and as you kind of look around the camp, you like meet eyes. She quickly looks away.
I see my horse.
Absolutely, you saw it on the way in.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, I'll leave that one for a moment. I'm curious about this old man that tells good stories. Oh wow, listen.
Oh wow! I thought about doing Kane, but he's Vystani, so.
Yeah, true.
Do.
I was gonna talk to the old man.
I'm just give me a minute, man. I'm
Come
trying
on,
to find
half
this.
Vystani guy.
Yeah, I know. I'm
You're
just
talking to the big
Anybody else?
burly dudes earlier, but now you can't talk to your own kind.
That's a good point.
It is.
Are you guys doing anything else while he's refreshing his memory?
I'll just ask him kind of what this is. What's your sir? My name is Alan Castillo. What was your name?
Oh, I don't think I gave him a name.
Yeah. Oh,
Let me
I'd
see.
be like Richard or something.
No, he has one, because he is part of something else. Stefan.
Okay, kill him. No.
Stefan.
he has a top hat on, and he's eyeing Ketham greedily.
Yes, name is Stefan.
Well, thank you for welcoming us into your camp here. What is this? Is this your home? This waypoint for you on the move? What is this place?
Fairly good description. Yeah, it's our main waypoint. We come and go from this place. We have another larger camp near Villaki, but this one's fairly permanent.
I'm gonna kind of look up and just kind of like still a little visibly shaken. I'm gonna say, if this is a waypoint, what are those gallows down there? Tell me
A
about them
relic.
if you can.
Those are a relic from a long, bad time ago.
You know who's buried over there?
Well, most of the people that are buried there are executions during Strahd's overtaking. From what I understand, there was 3 people buried there recently.
Do you know who they were?
I do not know, but that's more of Madame Ava's business.
Good to
Where's
know.
this Madame Ava?
You should speak with her. She's the big tent in the back, and if you seek her, she's surely waiting for you.
I'm guessing the beautiful woman with the shifty eyes is Sophia. Am I correct?
That is Sophia, yes. How do you know her? She's not really that significant.
We have,
He has something of ours. A few
And
somethings
to-
of ours.
to be
I
fair,
could've guessed.
we had something of hers too, so it's fair.
What did you say?
He's pretty much said that, yeah, pretty typical.
That's funny. Typical Sophia. Yeah, I want to look around to see if anybody recognizes Irina.
So, as you guys kind of came into this camp, she did kind of wear her cloak and everything. Looking around, give me a perception check. Right off the bat, you don't quite see anybody really pay any notice to her. More people were kind of looking at you more heavily armored, or like some of you guys have like really well-designed clothes. Hers are pretty basic, so you didn't really see anybody right off the bat. As you continue to look around, everybody seems to be going about their business. No one's really kind of that you pick up on.
She's got her clown makeup on, that's why.
Yeah. She's the opposite of Raz, you know, she has to wear a goblin mask.
I think my most pressing matter. I know my stolen stuff is nearby, but
Agreed.
Hey, I'm gonna kind of move over to the and sit next to Stefan and just say, I used to travel with your kind back in the day. Have you possibly heard of me, Ketham Bakewood?
Well, no friend can't say that I have, but the Vystani are practically everywhere. You say you've traveled with us before?
Yes, and I was told to come to Barovia in search of an object.
What kind of object?
An object that was not completely described to me. Gypsy spoke of a legendary artifact.
Well, let me see here and pull another ticket here. You're third to see Madame Ava. She would be the one that knows most about these sort of things. Make a little joke. He says if anyone knows anything about that, it would be Madame Ava, because he doesn't know. I'm a simple tradesman.
Off to see Madame Ava then.
before we go in, but, if so, I'll be the one, but someone should keep an eye on Sophia. Our horse is in that ass over there.
His name is Barry, brother.
Friends, I wouldn't be too worried about Sophia leaving. She's in town for the night, and nobody travels the woods at night.
I guess good thing we made it here in time. And at least she's not going anywhere.
If you have pressing business with one of us, I won't let her leave.
Cool.
I will inform her.
I start making my way over to the tent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Let's see here.
I don't have Madame Ava. I'm sorry, I'm like looking for that name in my notes, and I don't
I
have her
remember
anywhere.
it.
You're instructed to go to the largest of the wagon tents, toward the back of the encampment. It's the most colorful and well-decorated tent out of the lot. As you approach, shadows of dancing lamplight shake across the cloth form within. As you approach the tent flap, the custom of knocking before entering kind of occurs to you, but there's nothing to knock on. However, in an instant, before you can figure it out, a voice from within. Manners aside, my child, please do come in, one and all.
Well, I guess we go in.
I'll
She's
enter.
basically asking all of you to enter.
Yeah.
On entering, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of state that I guess Madame Ava, I presume, and pleasure meeting you, and give a nice polite bow as entering.
So, okay, one by one, each of you enters. I assume Arena is sticking with you guys. or
Yeah.
She's her own woman. She's got agency.
I'd rather
Also
keep her with us
protecting
to
her.
be safe.
Huh.
Yeah.
as you enter,
Yeah, bring
you
it.
see magic flames cast a reddish glow over the interior of this tent, revealing a low table covered in a black velvet cloth.
Do I recognize this kind of setup? Maybe.
You might. Let me get through it.
Yeah.
Glints
Got a pause here.
of light seem to flash from a crystal ball on the table as a hunched figure peers into its depths. As the crone speaks, her voice crackles like dry weeds. At last you have arrived. Crackling laughter bursts like mad lightning from her withered lips. Before you sits a very elderly woman, a figure of beguiling mystique, commanded attention with an aura of enigmatic wisdom that hangs above her like a silken shroud. Her form, though not towering, bears the grace and poise of age, and regality earned through time's passage. Her skin, kissed by both sun and shadow, spoke of a life lived beneath both earthly heavens and celestial realms, while her eyes are deep pools of amethysts, gleamed with a knowing light that hints at a cosmic secret. She betrays a small grin. Yes, a mighty force of wills and determination. Kelsier, Randir, Sterum, Baquid, and Athana. Heroism, determination, will, resolve, and curiosity. A knight, a conjurer, a hunter, an accursed, and the noble. More in common than not. You all have come to a dark place. How long, I wonder, until its darkness seeps into your eyes and your hearts. Her eyes kind of adjust to Ketham. One of you has already sipped the darkness that is in this land, though not yet lost to it. Time and decision, lad. Time and decision will tell. Her eyes now return, looking at each of you individually. You have made a great enemy, and he has marked you as his playthings. Come, sit amongst my table. Have your fortune read, for it may be your only salvation in the land of death and despair. And before you are 6 chairs.
Oh,
You-
yep.
Sit down.
Well, you guys are in for a good time. I mean, just let's sit down. Let's sit down. Visibly excited for something like this.
She kind of holds up her hand, kind of like doing like a gesture as she does so, just up to like head level. And flowing out of her chest, or out of a chest on the side, not her chest.
Uh,
A deck of cards appears, and one by one, each card glides through the air out of the chest on the side of the tent and neatly stacks itself upon the center of the table. And in an instant, the cards then shuffle, they spin, they cut, and then reform. The air begins to swirl around you, around the table. Pots, pans, and other oddities of her tent begin to swirl as well. The tent goes dark. Only the table and the people around it are visible. Everything else fades to black. Madame Ava begins an incantation. Her eyes turn from amethyst to jet black and then swiftly to gray. She completes her last verse, waving her hands and signing, and she begins to hum. And in turn, she looks at each of you as she reads your card. Her head snaps, almost talking in a trance, and looks directly at you, Judas. Judas, gifted or cursed? It is for you to decide. A card is drawn from the middle of the deck, and it flips and slides and lands on the table before you. It is the 7 of coins. The title reads Thief. Madame Ava makes a ticking noise with her tongue. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. What you seek lies at a crossroad of life and death, among the buried dead and the gallows that put them there. Another card flips, hovers in the air. She darts and looks at you, Dallin. She says, Dallin, a bond of blood is thicker than the strongest steel. Even if that blood is tainted, you will be tested. This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection. A holy symbol of great hope. You have some knowledge of this already, I think. An evil tree grows atop a hill of graves where the ancient dead slumber. The ravens can help you find it. Find the feather, and you'll have your treasure. Just remember, do not give up hope. She then turns to Ketham. My dear Ketham, so much anger and rage, a mask for great loss and sadness. Redemption and revenge may set you free or further entomb your soul. The card flips. This card is of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sunlit bow. The card slides over and lands in front of you. Sorry, I meant to say that. What you seek lies in the house of a dragon, in hands once clean, now corrupted. Don't worry, I have like this in a journal, by the way, so you guys will have it. She then looks to Kalain.
Even the words too?
Yes.
Okay.
Kalain, loneliness is more dangerous than even the most vicious creatures. Cherish those that have been around you before and accept those who are around you now. This card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against evil and darkness. Many are more than they seem in these lands. Look for an entertaining man with a monkey. He is more than he seems, and for you, he may be familiar. Last, and most certainly not least, Veil. Curiosity and belonging, forever in search of where you truly belong. Steel yourself with friends and power, and in that order. Your enemy is a creature of darkness, whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. The Mist card, Madame Ava says, and hesitates. She recants the verse you had heard earlier, and then sighs. The spell begins to come to an end. The oddities begin to fall from the air and land on the ground. Her tent nearly comes crashing down from the wind as everything stops. The mists. She shakes her head. The mists. The cards can't see where your evil lurks. The mists obscures all veil. Someone or something is preventing your revealed fortune. My dears, listen to what has transpired here. If you can follow your fortunes, you can defeat him. You could free this land of the devil, free yourselves in the process, as well as many trapped here. These clouds would break. Children would never again be born soulless, and Barovia would no longer live in fear. If you take up this charge, Then return to me when it is done. There I will do what I can to see what haunts your fate, but be forewarned. The mist obscures all, and for good reason. Something tremendous in power and darkness shadows you. Anybody want some tea? She kind of hobbles over.
I would love some tea, please.
Yes, indeed, please.
Especially
Of
after
course.
hearing all that.
Well, you all certainly took your time getting to me. Hi, Irina. Welcome. Welcome. She's just kind of like pulls her hood down. No worries. I'll tell nobody. You are safe here, my child.
Hey,
We've been searching for you, Madam
I know.
Ava.
I've been waiting for you.
Apologies for the delay. We had private business to take care of. Vampires to kill, I guess.
did you
Men
know,
to wrestle.
did you know we were
Continue
coming?
telling.
How do you know of us?
And yes, it is quite the feat. Normally, that is no cold reading, and you must actually have the sight.
Your friend is correct. I do have the sight. Granted by great sacrifice on my own part. But these are details and stories I will not go into.
Madam Ava, I have a question for you. Have you seen our sister? Figured you already might know who that is. We saw a grave close to here, near the gallows. We were wondering
Your
what had
reasons
happened
for
there.
coming to Barovia are noble. More so than most. Some come here for power, for greed. Your sister's reason for knowledge, just as noble. Your quest to find your sister, I am afraid, and I have to be the one to break the news that your sister is dead. She arrived in Barovia. Her and 6 companions, 4 the Durst family took. The other 2 she lost on the road to me. By the time she was here, she was all that was left of her group. She insisted on continuing her quest. She received a similar reading to all of you. A few days later, we found her on the road. Her throat was cut, and she had puncture marks on her neck. The 2 Vystani traders that found her took her to the River Isles Crossroad and buried her. And I myself put a protection spell upon her hallowed ground that she may not be looted or taken away by the beasts of the wood. She was a very kind soul. She deserved the proper burial and my protection. I am sorry to be the one to tell you this.
Alan's at a little bit of a loss for words, but or whenever you say she was a kind soul, I say that she was.
She
Yeah,
was
kind of.
murdered by Strahd and his minions for sport.
During that, kind of goes a little bit of shock and the sadness, a little bit of hatred in his eyes. Altering. Hearing that.
Kalain, all he says under his breath is, "My sweet baby sister." That's it. Just looks out into space.
Eh,
Like that.
I'm sorry for your loss. You're welcome to staying amongst my people tonight. Sophia will be returning your belongings. However, if you wish to keep her wagon, you have to buy it. And she kind of lets a little bit of a grin go, but given like the circumstance, holds it back a little bit.
Madam Eva, I I have to admit, I've been following some of the strangest signs to come to this land. Is do do you believe the Raven Queen truly does live in these woods or in the mountains? I've been searching for her. I keep thinking I see her everywhere. Eh, Does this
Oh,
card mean I am along the right path?
the Raven Queen has no influence here. The Morning Lord has nobody has influence here. No one's really explained it to you, but I suppose you haven't come across anybody that understands this. You are no longer on Faerun.
Excuse me?
You are in a demi-plane of existence. This is far from any influence of the gods as you know them. The only person that has power here is Strahd. No outside influence whatsoever. You may have noticed this with maybe some spells or things that you normally use elsewhere seeming ghastly or ghostly in some shape or form.
Quite unfortunate that my lady is nowhere to be found in these lands. But other than the castle Ravenloft, is there a? I may have seen once I was gifted a vision by her of a tower, uh, cloaked in mist and smoke and in shadow. Does such a place exist here?
Let me think about that. There is such a place, but I dare not send you there without the readings I have provided. It is
Thank you for your wisdom.
It is an immensely evil place. Maybe more so than Strahd himself.
Immensely evil, as in what could be worse than that guy? He's a seems quite the son of a bitch, and it's not his surname, I know, but
Nobody really knows, to be completely honest with you. Not even I.
if one were to be looking for it, I don't. If you don't wish to direct me there, at least in which direction is it?
The people of this land call it the Ember Temple. And I will not tell you how to get there. And most people will not, because it is sending you to your death.
The Amber Temple. Thank you, my lady. I have no further questions, and I appreciate your wisdom in all things.
What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna ask her a question. I'm gonna say, while traveling with your people a while back, they mentioned a name, Argenvost. What would you happen to know of him?
Argenvost. Yes. He was a great dragon. He posed as a man, and he led a knighthood in this land. He maintained a, what would you call it? Like a headquarters, like his own personal residence in Barovia itself. And the name that you mentioned is what it is called. I had something for that. Where is it? I remember writing something. Maybe not. Like, I legitimately remember writing something today about it.
Gotta love
give me
that.
one. Just to make sure I don't miss anything. Give me 1 minute here, because there is a lot of reveals on this one. Never mind. I guess I did not. But she doesn't know too much about it other than the location.
What is the location?
If you reference your map real quick, she will point in its general area. It is somewhere along the Luna River, up by Valaki. She mentions that the locals there might know more about it. But even that was before her time. Anything else?
Quiet. Or whatever you want to call it. Reading that. Something else.
She had similar results. Obviously, she needed the things that you need, and their locations haven't quite changed. However, her final card, where she could find the enemy, unfortunately, was the very place she went first. And is where we found her. Now, the enemy is Strahd. She's saying the location is what that card reveals. Where Jum's character got missed and it didn't say, she had an actual location.
Very dead. A rough summary of it.
That's a different card. I know it might be confusing. That's where an item is that she was looking for, but there's a separate card that identifies where you fight Strahd, or where your final deal is.
I was
with
talking
him.
about my reading with the ancient.
Yeah.
All of that.
That tells you where there's like a holy symbol of some kind, which you've already seen some things about that.
Gotcha. Yeah, because that was in her journal, right? That she
Yeah,
was searching
Ginny was going for that too.
That's the main reason she came here to begin with.
To Madame Ava to find this tree, to find this symbol. Okay. I'm piecing it all together now.
Yeah, and you guys should have access. It's under the players folder journals. You'll see Taraka cards.
I do not, but I do see pre-made people.
Go to journals.
Oh, journals. Sorry.
And you should be able to see all five of the cards. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And if you scroll down, right under there is the. Yeah. Okay.
Feather. It's the owl feather. Owl feather you're looking.
Oh yeah, and you found an owl feather, by the way.
About damn time. All right.
When you guys were doing the grave thing, I was gonna have you do a perception check, but I felt like that broke up the moment a little oddly. Like, oh, did you find an owl feather? So I was just gonna give it to you at any point. But yeah, you have an owl feather.
Cool. Awesome.
It was on.
What do you?
Stole it from.
Yeah, rogue ass.
Whatever his name was.
Rogus.
Rogus.
That is a rogue ass. He is out of line. All right. In Madame Ava's tent, anything else you guys are doing? one of you's done and wants to do something else, feel free to walk out the tent and go about your business. But DM advice, you guys got a lot of clues, a lot of riddles here. Some of them are obvious, some of them aren't. But you guys can definitely discuss that now if you wish.
Yeah, I was kind of just clicking through these cards a little bit. So it almost sounds like each one of these has either a piece of information or not that can help. Avenger talks of a sunlit, which was kind of a powerful symbol, holy symbol for me. Artifact was, yeah, like shedding light on who will help you, which was Elaine, I believe.
It's for the group. Everybody.
Yeah.
This isn't. It's not. Some of you might be specific for you, but a lot of these are general for everybody.
Yeah,
It
it seems like these are all like pieces of the puzzle to help us to. That is kind of what I'm picking. Would you all agree with that?
Yep.
Yeah, and that a
Yeah.
monkey's going to join our group. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna get a man with a monkey. Really excited about.
Yep.
And the monkey.
Freaking stoked.
That was under artifact. It was a
Artifact.
man, an entertainer,
Oh.
a man with a monkey, more than he seems.
Show me the monkey.
So in
I
other
mean,
words,
mine-
we need to solve
like-
these riddles and figure out all these places probably before we go confront Strahd. Is what I'm thinking.
Probably.
Yes, and I feel like mine is one that more pertains to the entire group as well. I will say that.
Yeah.
This is just like a general, it will lead us to him kind of deal.
I feel like mine is obviously like literally like a key to information about him
Mhm.
and among
And
the
each of
buried
these
dead. So in a-
generally like a hinted location. They're
Yeah.
riddles. They're hints. They're not riddles. They're hints. There's no riddle. These are all hints at locations and places and people.
right, crossroads of life and death.
No, she even mentioned here's Steven, so I was thinking like
Was it literally just right there?
that's what I
Yeah.
was wondering. I was like, is that
Well,
is
there's no gallows in the words here, but I think
She-
money
she
you added
mentioned-
that.
She did. I'll put that in there.
Okay.
I think that got missed.
I don't know
Yeah,
if that
she
was,
mentioned gallows,
yeah.
and I thought she was asking you to dig up the grave over there.
Yeah, at first
You
before
idiots, you missed
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Ah shit. It's buried with Jenny.
Oh Jesus! Too soon.
So somehow we have to break the spell and get in there.
Okay, that's not what I said. Just in case you picked that up the wrong way, I did not say it's in Jenny's grave.
Okay.
'Cause I feel like Steven did, because Steven does that. He'll
I
Make
wouldn't
up
let her.
things in his
I wouldn't
mind.
let her dig her up.
Yeah.
If she's protected by Ava, that
Yeah.
But what if
Obviously, it's,
Ava wait, insight check. Is Ava actually
she's strong.
she's actually Strahd.
roll initiative.
Strahd in a wig.
But only Steven.
Dexterity saving throw for Steven.
She does
I'm onto
well.
something.
So we need to keep a close eye on these cards and their descriptions, and like, if we come across a ancient tree with a bunch of buried dead, I'm gonna go digging around a little, probably. So
Come across a man with a monkey. Pretty hard to miss.
A bunch of mist. We're going in.
Oh.
We don't go in yet. We go in later after we get everything else, and then we go in.
Would not recommend running into any sort of
Oh, I know.
grouping of myths.
I guess at the end, before walking out, at least for my character, I will talk to Miss Ava for a bit. It's like, I appreciate you for giving Jenny a proper burial and showing her the respect that she deserves. Thank
She
you
showed
for all
us
your
great
help.
kindness. We did the same. It's no trouble.
Many thanks. And then Kelly will walk out.
Well, before like Colleen walks out, I'm kind of joining in on that little conversation, okay, and kind of say, Madam Ava, if you ever need anything of us, protection, anything, just know we're in your debt for taking her in, protecting her. Thank
It's
you for
very
that.
kind of you, child. I shall be fine, but anything I've shared with you in this tent, I would be wary about speaking of it around my people. Some of them do prefer Strahd's kingship.
I look directly, glare at him.
Don't have to worry about me. I won't
Keep
go
it
around
in
asking
the
questions.
But I am an old woman, and I think I'll be churning in for the night.
Of course.
Over.
Good night. Thank you.
So at this point, you guys do whatever you want to move it along. The interaction with Sophia.
That's where I was going next.
Yeah.
If that's something you would like to do.
Yep.
Otherwise, you guys can do a long rest or whatever.
Horseback. Fools.
I need Boris.
So coming out of the tent, you do see Sophia sitting at the fire with the elder. She seems a little unease, but like at the same time, like not like afraid or anything. As she sees you guys approach, she stands up and she puts her hands on her hips and kind of gives like a cocky grin, like a "I gotcha."
I'll put up a hand, Sophia. I know we haven't met yet. Mistake on ours, and I apologize for taking your cot. Yeah,
Did not expect that that's how that would go.
Can
Okay, no hard feelings.
all of our stuff there. Can we get it all back in peace? Our horses,
Well-
ass, tools.
For
the ass is
time,
here,
he is,
and then
he,
the ass.
he is a mule. Quite
Your
different
ass-
than an ass.
Your ass is here, and the ass in Barovia wouldn't buy any of your shit. So yes, all your stuff is still there. Referencing Beldrath, of
Yeah.
course.
Love that. Love that.
Sure, this was
Uh,
all
but-
just a misunderstanding. Yes?
You cannot have my wagon, and you still owe me for my supplies. So if we call it 40 gold even, I'll let it go.
40 gold.
Supplies or for the wagon? She
All of it.
for the wagon too. Like for us
Yeah.
to buy the wagon.
That's a pretty good deal.
Spare wagon. I don't need it. I need the gold.
It'd be cool the persuasion guy can go down a little bit more.
I mean, so what I
Always trying
definitely
to bargain
noticed
and,
about
and barter. We
I like
stole
it.
it from her.
I will say, you probably caused some definite emotional damage to Boris, my mule over there. He's very afraid of the dark, and he does not like strangers. So
She interrupts you with a
please?
very loud whistle, and Boris comes running up to her hand,
Ooh.
and she pets him.
Oh, look, it's fucking baritone.
well, Boris,
Boris, sorry.
quite the betrayal over here. But he always has a soft spot for the ladies. If you, I guess, knock off 5 gold. Just
For what
because
reason?
we could have made this a lot harder for you, and we didn't have to be so nice. We could have waited for you to leave camp, and
Not so nice. I wasn't counting on you being nice. I was prepared for not nice. I
so
was worried about you.
give it the kindness discount. I implore you,
Kindness
this will be
discount.
good for you.
Honest mistake. Thought that cot was abandoned. Not know that anyone.
My friend here is not very bright.
I'm not punishing you. This is the price. Why would I go lower?
It is the price. I mean, you just came up on the spot with that, or
Okay,
mean-
you know, in the essence of goodwill, I would be happy to foot the 40 gold. Don't worry about it, gentlemen. It's you're suffering.
Not.
No. I fully insist. You two have been through a lot today. I'm so sorry for your loss. I'd be happy to just take care of this little issue right now.
See, now that's how you speak
Two.
to a lady. I'll give it to you for 35 gold. We have a deal.
Thank you.
And she looks over to Judas and gives him like a sly wink with a grin. I was always gonna sell it to 35.
So you
I like
say
her.
she's okay.
I'm gonna
And she
kind
kind of
of
like pats Boris and it's okay, you can go. And he returns to you.
I'm glad you gave him permission.
Yes, you
You
guys.
don't actually have to do.
Yeah, I'll pitch in like the
I
seven.
full disclosure, I started with 150, so
This fool's been holding out.
yeah, like
You didn't have to tell him.
I didn't have to tell you. I trust you now.
I had pennies in my pocket over here, begging for
Yeah.
scraps.
Everything that's in the horse cart is now returned to all of you. You guys have access to that. I think you have the whole time, but
Actually,
I really
removed it.
do insist, is what I'm saying.
Sophia counts out the
Taken.
35 gold. She shakes your hand, offers you another wine, and anything else you guys are doing.
I actually did remove its tools from. I think that was the only thing I put in.
It's in the cart. Can we?
Oh,
Did we
is
figure
the
out if we
cart?
could? Yeah, it should. You can't see it.
Where's it
Um,
at?
I will.
Should be under
It's under
actors,
mounts,
party
mounts
token.
and carts.
Oh, is it actually
If you go to the
physically in there? Oh,
go to
okay.
player characters, there's mounts and carts, and it's there. I
Sophia,
don't-
do you have any
If it'll let you. If not, let me know.
you already have this cart and everything. Are you a trader of some sort? Do you have anything that you're selling? Or
I'm
anything that you're
Vystani.
looking for?
I'm always trading. We're all traders.
Fair enough. Do you have anything specific? Any interesting items that you found along the road? Maybe another group of adventurers that you may have lifted some merchandise from?
Not that I haven't already sold. I have general adventuring gear here and there. Is there anything specific you're looking for?
Eh, anything of interest.
So
Something
pretty much
that
this
I
whole
can't get
camp
anywhere else.
has like adventuring gear, kind of like build dress, but like at the regular value.
Gotcha.
You need
my
parts
pen?
or scraps? That would be my only question.
They definitely have scrap metal and parts, of which scrap metal they have one, and parts they have one.
I'll buy one of each.
It's unfortunate. And those are. Give me a second. So standard parts are running 2 gold. And then scrap is 1 silver. I think. Wait, no. Let me double check that. Yep, 1 silver. So a gold and a silver in their ears.
Done deal. Removed.
Any blacksmithing components?
They have a steel chain. They have a bit of silver scrap. And surprisingly, one of them has an adamantine ingot. That is 85 gold pieces. I'm sorry, 60 gold pieces.
Looking through my thing to see. That would
The
just...
future.
yeah.
I'm looking for 10 gold worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs consumed by a brass brazier.
With markup,
sure.
that'll be 11 gold, but yes, you can add that to your
Thank you.
inventory.
10 gold. 11 gold. Gotcha.
And just make an item for it.
Does she have any? Also, is my regular ink? Oh, it's not a magical ink. Looking for magical inks, maybe an essence.
Ooh, those are pretty rare, so I'll give it a chance?
Nope.
She has 2. No, I'm kidding. That's not how that works.
Oof.
I'll let you roll a D100. It's more fun when the player rolls. 'Cause that's actually how I'm supposed to do it. I forgot about the D100. It's been a while. There is 1 magical ink.
Regular magical ink or uncommon or
It is uncommon for 45 gold pieces.
Jesus, I forget how expensive these are. Give me a second. I need to
Sure. Anybody
check
else?
see what that gets me.
It was, some silver
Silver scrap. Steel chain.
steel chain.
Steel or iron chain, whatever I said. It's the same.
Looking through, see what all that can.
What about you, Ketham? Anything? I know you're
No,
kind of sitting
mate.
out on this.
Yeah. I
Like a
don't-
poison or 2.
No, I'm good.
I'm gonna kind of wander after making that little exchange. I'm gonna wander over to the cart, knowing that it's ours now fully, and just kind of start looking it over a little bit, just for role play flavor more than anything.
Give me an investigation check. It's a cart.
Thanks.
I'm gonna toss my leather in the cart.
Yeah, if anything you guys are trying to offload, it can be a little cumbersome to drag it over for some reason. I wish that was easier. If you're, what kind of leather is it?
It's just like the equipment, because I got the chain shirt, so I'm just carrying the leather.
Oh, leather armor.
Yes.
Okay.
Buy that ingot. Slam to me out, but guys on some.
Oh, I was actually able to move that armor. So there you go. You're gonna buy that ingot?
Yeah.
You want me to put it in the cart? Yes.
Yeah,
So-
sure. You don't mind.
Yeah, 60 gold. It is in there.
Looks like that'll damage enemy. I had a weapon and I crit. 19. Whatever.
Yeah, it's got some bonuses. Like, it's been a while since I looked at it, but it sounds familiar.
What kind of leather armor do they have up in the for sale? Studded?
They don't have a whole lot of armor. They have a lot of adventuring gear, just like
Okay.
standard gear. There's not really. I mean, they have patchwork clothing, stuff like that.
Gotcha. I'm gonna walk out to, I guess, the shoreline.
Okay. And this is kind of like long rest territory here. You guys are staying. You guys are more than welcome to stay the night here. They've kind of put up a tent for you. Don't need to burn a ration. They've got fresh food in a pot, a stew. So if you guys want to come up with a plan for next session or what you're doing now, take it away from here.
I'm actually gonna scratch that. I'm gonna go up to Arena. And let's see if we can get that pearl.
There you go.
And obviously, I feel a little withdrawn right now after hearing the news. But life goes on. So, excuse me, Irina.
Hmm.
I know this is a little odd for me to ask, but may I borrow the pearls around your neck? And to preface this, I just want to say that I use certain materials to cast certain spells.
Is it going to
And-
destroy it?
No, it will not. I promise you that. And if it does destroy it, I will reimburse you. Pull them out. I do not mean to keep this. This is just
Should we
purely.
just like untie it? Well, you've done more than enough for me. I'll trust you
Oh.
with it. Just please return them when you're done. They are a gift from my father.
I will. I'll make sure to take care of them. I appreciate it. And I go to the shore.
Finally.
Yeah,
I wanna
get
cast-
some
Finally.
identifying
I want to cast so much
I've been waiting for
identify.
this for
All
so
right,
long.
identify all the things. I feel like you
Yes,
already know what they
so-
are, but any ones that you don't know, feel free to ask.
There is a cloak.
Protection, right?
That is
Yeah.
a +1 bonus to AC while swearing it.
And saving throws,
Uh,
right?
And then I'm
Right,
gonna look.
saving throws.
I'm gonna identify the ring of obsidian, or black ring, I think it was.
Oh man, I gotta go way back. I completely forgot what that is. Give me a sec.
That was the ring you pulled out
Oh,
of
it's
the big lumbering beast's body.
Yes.
that is a ring of protection. It does the same thing as the cloak.
Oh shit,
Oh shit!
that's dope. I'm gonna identify the orb.
The orb is just a spell casting focus.
Yeah.
From which you gather.
Oh,
What does that mean?
It's an item he
Spell
can use in place of spell components other than ones that cost money. So if it says like he needs a pearl worth 100 gold, he still needs a pearl. This is something that he can use instead of like a component pouch.
Oh, okay.
Something
You can
people
get more
started
power. Yeah, he does. He started with one, but there are more powerful ones out there. But yeah, this is a simple spell casting focus item.
gotcha. Simple kill. Okay, sweet. I think that's all I needed to identify.
Didn't we have a? Didn't Vale pull a ring off of a dead body in the?
I do have a gold ring. Yep,
let me add them.
I pulled it off a skeleton. I'll pass
That
it over.
is just a
Oh.
gold ring.
That's kind of what I thought.
Also, you do have a spell book with spells in it that you don't know what some of them are.
Yes. Can I identify those or not?
Yes, you
Cool.
are able to do that with the spell. I need to find it.
You have that, right, Steven?
The spell book?
Yeah,
I sold. No, I just had some regular books. They weren't spell
Okay.
books.
I got it. Yeah, I got the yellow leather book.
Yeah.
Yes. Level 1, 5 spells. Level 2, 4 spells.
Here is what's in there.
Ooh,
So you as a
first one.
wizard, if you don't know any of these spells, you can transfer them to your spell book. It'll be 50 gold in 2 hours per level to do
Gotcha.
so.
Okay.
What about my my severed raven's foot? Can you identify that as a severed raven's foot?
Funny enough, it's a severed raven's foot.
Oh,
Now we're going through identifying stuff. How many silver scraps did they have?
1.
Oh, just one. How much was it? I think I saw.
Oh,
this
actually, I
as-
didn't. I'm sorry. We didn't determine that. That was they have 3.
And there were.
They are a silver piece each.
I want to buy all. Silver weapons
ooh.
would come in really handy in this campaign.
You know, when I said they have
Mhm.
silver scrap, you're like, oh, what about the item inside? I was
Well,
like,
I saw.
bro.
Well, I saw the jewel crafting. I didn't know I could do something. I thought it was only
I know,
for
I
jewel
know.
crafting. I just read that.
But that's just, you know, how it goes in the DM head. You're like,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
missing something.
Yeah.
I'll buy
yeah.
some. What about material to make potions of
Do something.
healing?
They do not have any sort of herbalism, like plants or anything stored of that kind, other than like standard stuff for tea making. Unfortunately.
Cool. Sounds good.
Only other thing, I've got a platinum necklace with topaz.
Sounds
don't
pretty
think it-
valuable.
Does
Steve
sound
is
valuable.
identifying all night long.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
Just a regular item, I think.
yeah. It
I
doesn't.
just
nothing
lost my
special.
sister. Stop throwing me things.
You sat down, you made the circle, you signed up for it.
7 hours of identifying each.
We should talk
oh,
about who's going to get the cloak and the ring, though.
Wishies. Sure.
I
Looking at
mean,
Fail and Judas, right?
Sure. They're both what, +1 DC or AC? I mean.
AC. Hmm.
I'm just throwing that out there. Everyone else can speak up too, but I've got health and AC. Good.
I have,
Yeah, I'm good too.
I mean, you
got
can give it to me,
12.
but they don't hit me already.
I got AC already. Got to use a spell slot, but I got it.
I have health AC and I get temp health from my abilities.
I think we give one to Vale, one to Judas. That
Yep, sure.
are you a cloak guy or a ring guy?
I'm sending the
feel
cloak to
like
he's
Vale.
100%
This is
Yeah.
this is this
gonna
is
say, yeah, I feel like the
Ring.
cloak guy in this situation.
Especially, it's a
Yeah,
black
yeah,
ring,
yes.
right?
all right, I'll move those for
He's
you.
gonna
real
pull
quick.
his cards and make
Oh.
sure that you see the ring as he's pulling the card from the
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
Yeah.
I
Oh, you got
moved the
nice.
cloak over. Yeah, I moved the cloak over to.
All right,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys have. Let me make sure it works. It is.
It did not change my.
not working.
Yeah. Hold on.
Why is that? Oh, you guys currently have your mage armor on.
No, I turned mine off.
Do they not work together?
I still have mine on, I think.
8 hours.
I have equipped
Yes.
armor.
We are well out of the 8 hours since we killed those vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, tune. There we go. You guys have to attune to them.
Yes.
I imagine you will do that. And now that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
We bedding down, and this is a great time to end the night too. Obviously.
Mhm.
Yep.
There was some stuff I wanted.
Same.
Is there? Okay, so what are you guys doing now? Then?
If we're settling down in camp, I'll use my camp action to craft.
Thought we had some. Dive into that.
Yeah, you got for the amount of time that you need to rest, you have 2 hours until then, so you can spend some time outside of camp actions. Of course, the 2 hours is like one crafting action.
Okay, perfect. I'll use the time before bedtime to craft what I'm crafting.
What are you making?
A specific little arrow, because Ketham gave me an arrow at the end of the last session, and I'm kind of just going over it and piecing it together. Slowly.
Fortunately, it's not all lost, but if you do, 2 more fails in a row, it'll break.
Judas roll.
I'm testing
that
out
was
to see
Jones's
because
fault.
the
I didn't
Oh,
roll
I'm
anything.
sorry. I thought that was
no,
Jones.
that was mine.
I was like,
Because
no one.
Because the
Why are
ring
you
protection
rolling?
says +1 bonus to AC and saving throws. And I was testing out a saving throw.
Did it work?
No.
Are you attuned?
Yeah, we're not
Yes.
attuned yet. Oh,
I am though, because it works.
Oh yeah, the AC.
Yeah.
And saving throws. Let's see. Oh, I should test the math. See if it works on something else. It does not work for saving throws. It's unfortunate. Well, they only do AC then.
Yeah.
I'll try to
Okay.
figure out why that is.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
That's gonna be a bitch and a half. Oh, I see. System AC didn't add the. Yeah, I'll write that down in our chat and I'll fix that for next week.
I will roll now then.
Yeah.
Come on.
Poop.
Whatever. Yeah, it should say the DC for that. Yeah, your bonus should be +2. Let me see your character. Fail. Inventory.
It's a DC 16.
Okay, so yeah, that's a fail for sure.
Can I roll perception on like my little whatchamacallit?
I don't know.
Death
what you mean.
thing? The
Yeah.
Yeah,
Insight.
insight, my bad.
So that's
Also,
one
do we
fail.
do we have any essences currently or no?
You just found one, I remember. You do not quite understand what's going on still, Kevin.
Everything else. I was gonna make perks over the course of 2 hours of blacksmith gain a number of sets of armor to their proof. Grant each die. That can be rolled on an attack damage. Add that to it.
That's cool.
And then armor, it can reduce damage. It says it's a 2 hour thing, and my proficiency is 2. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I'm breaking this by not having this be performed during camp actions, because then what's stopping you from waking up and doing all this stuff in the morning and then carrying on with your day?
And if you don't want me, I was just gonna do it for sleep.
We'll do it now, but I'll have to
sleep.
think about it because
Like I'm not gonna sit
sure
here and
if
do
I'm
this
breaking the game.
I'm not gonna sit here and do this every 2 hour break that we have.
Okay.
I was just gonna do it before we slept, and then I was gonna big sleep because I be down. So
Sure.
I was gonna do it to Epham's armor. Did you wear armor?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do it to his armor and then my warhammer. Tell me if you need to change any of this. Just tell me. I was just going through all this stuff I can do.
Not for now, but I might make some form of charges on your kit to do it that you have to refill because it's going to use material or blunt your tools or something like those lines.
Got 3 metal scrap. Or do you want to think?
I don't want to consume a bunch of scrap for that. I don't know. I'll have to think about it more, but for now it's fine.
Charge a day.
Nah, well, I'll think about it.
Okay.
Just go ahead and do it now.
Okay, so I don't know how to mark that exactly. I guess I'm just taking note.
Make a note of it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure where I can mark it where I won't remember.
So yeah, Austin. So pretty much when you get hit, you can roll a d6. It'll reduce damage by that amount. I think. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Because it doesn't require an action, but once rolled, it is spent and it can't be regained until I maintain again. And did we have maintenance? We haven't talked about that. So we traveled all today. Do we spend anything on that?
Yeah, that was to be at the end of the day. Where was that at? It's been
Since we have the
because you reduce it.
myth tools.
Cut it in half, I think, is what.
I think it was originally 4 silver a day, but now it's 2 silver because you're in with the current gear and stuff you guys have. I think it's 2 silver for everybody to burn because you guys all have like pretty standard stuff, so it's not that expensive.
Okay, I burned
So
it.
2 silver a piece.
Spent like all day.
Yeah.
With that, but then
Traveling, cleaning, and maintaining, especially like weapons in the rain and stuff like that. You're going through oils and whetstones.
Here, if
Things
we
like
broke down.
Yes, you need to do that. You need to do that in town, but
Okay.
for this, you can break it down if need be.
I'm good. Had enough. Just curious.
We round up. You burn 1 whole fucking gold.
Alright, easy.
Hardcore mode now. Anything else you guys are doing?
Doing big
Okay.
Yeah,
Big
slumber,
slumber.
We're in a good
slumber,
camp.
slumber and crafting. That's all I'm trying to
I was
do.
gonna craft before we called it a night, and then big slump.
So all of you are
Yeah.
taking big slumber. No one's keeping watch.
Just
I'll keep watch.
right? We gotta help.
Yeah.
So you're gonna watch for 4 hours. What about the other 4?
I can
want
do the
to-
other 4.
So 2 elves.
Half elf.
Half elf. I don't get the bonus for any of that.
Yeah.
Only
So
one of us.
Oh, just 1 elf.
I'll,
Okay.
I'll do one of the 2 hours.
So that counts for 6. Anybody watching the last one, or you guys just winging it?
I think that us other 3 have health down, right? Both of you have.
Yeah, I'm max health down.
I
Yeah.
was hoping the slumber will put that instead of watching. So are you guys cool with if we do that? You other 2?
Yeah.
'Cause
Yep.
We're all down.
That's what I was
max.
wanting to.
Well, I'm asking more the 2 that are on watch because we're putting it all on them.
What,
Just
what?
as long as Joel didn't come and fucking wake me up.
I have a feeling we're at a nice safe space.
Relatively.
That's exactly what he wants you to think.
Yeah. I'll do 2 hours.
Okay. Well, the night goes pretty unimpeded. Everybody may hit full long rests and get their full max HP back.
Let's go.
How do I know what that was?
Marked it at the beginning.
Fuck.
You were missing 7.
I was
Vale was
7.
missing
Okay.
8, and Dallin was missing 5.
Do I just want to just hard code that in?
Yeah, change your.
Write it.
Yeah.
Okay.
In inspiration or slumbering. Wake up well rested, gaining an inspiration.
Correct. So we're at the end of the session at this point. You guys all kind of cuddled around in various wagons and maybe on the ground and slept for most of the night. So you kept watch, and most of the night went pretty unimpeded. A lot of the Vystani stayed up super late, almost to the point where the sun was coming up and they were stumbling around. Contrary to the music, you never heard a wolf cry, you never heard a bird, you never heard a mouse. Nothing. It was the most peaceful night you have witnessed in this land since you've been here.
Did we get XP? I assume we didn't. You were calling
Oh yeah, no,
out-
you guys are level 4 at this after
Yeah.
this.
Oh shit, okay. Just
Yeah, it was like 450 XP, which I'm pretty sure that takes everybody over.
Mm-hmm.
Does for me.
Yeah,
trying to manually track. So we got 450
Wonder-
for the entire session.
correct. 450 XP. Dealing with the berserker in the way that you did, nobody died. I like letting you guys know this stuff. If you guys miss something, I won't tell you. But if you succeed and do something like the absolute best way possible, I'll let you know that was the absolute best way possible. You guys got this totem that will come in handy at some point.
Can we identify that? Shit. I forgot about that.
It's just a wooden totem.
Oh,
That's
okay,
fine.
okay.
But it is like a sigil of some sort, and it'll come. He mentioned it'll keep people from attacking you, so it's.
Times every. I didn't mention that, but I am.
But yeah, that could have gone a lot worse. That could have been a lot worse. And I mean, you guys saw the battlefield and how they were obscured right there. Your little squishies in the back, just being steamrolled by a shield wall. But you guys, yeah, that athletics
Thanks,
check with
Graham.
the nat fucking
Yep.
20.
That was
Dude.
super fucking epic,
I
dude.
was scared, man. I was
Talk
so
about
scared.
like picture perfect movie esque. Like
Truly.
My rolls have been so bad, and I was like, this isn't gonna go well.
Man, I'm about to
And that's
drain.
funny, though.
About to drain Crim's bank account right here. That or
I would've
big,
done
big
it.
battle.
I was gonna do it. I was gonna stick by my word.
Only a few things missed this session, but I'll never tell you guys what it was, so it's fine.
Oh.
Rub it in.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just joking.
Do you want us to level up now?
You're more than welcome to.
Okay.
Or we can do it next session or whatever. If you want to roll for your health now, so that everybody's a witness to it, Joel, you cheater.
Oh, I got a 6 again.
Uh-huh. Yeah, roll your health.
Oh, son of a bitch.
You
Yeah,
can. You might as well re-roll that. Remember, you
Can't
get
go
a
lower.
second re-roll.
I'll take a 4.
Oh, no.
Oh,
What's your 8? So what's the minimum for that? I can't remember what it was.
It was
Was it?
4, isn't it?
Four.
Or 3.
No.
No, five.
no,
Five?
5 is
No.
average.
Oh,
It's
two.
lower.
It was like 2
Two
or
or
3.
one.
I think
You had a
six-
couple of
six
good
had-
ones early.
6 had 0, 8 had 1.
I got it right here somewhere.
Where do I roll this at? I always mess this up.
And 8,
Wow.
the least you can get is 2, so you get 2 Veil.
Austin, go to
2
features.
plus con though, right?
2 plus
Features.
And
con.
then level up. I got a 3, which is terrible.
I'm not seeing that.
Bottom right, Austin,
Features.
there's a little.
With all the dice.
You click on whatever you're. I think you're a D8 as a
D10.
D10.
No.
D10.
Yeah, D10.
Okay. I think I'm also.
Ooh, let's go! In your face, buddy!
I
Captain,
didn't,
good
that didn't
roll.
come through for me. Did anyone else get his roll?
I didn't
Hmm.
see
I
it.
don't see Clayne's
I got it.
roll.
I see
I
a
see
minus
Colleen's.
1. That's
I see a
weird.
I'm taking
I see
it.
Colleen's roll, and it's a
that.
1. A big fat 1.
A Catham, big fat 8 plus your con. And then Kalain 6. Big fat 6 plus your con. Well done.
What's paladin? It's 10, right? It's also a D10, isn't it? I think only barbarian has 12.
It's your hit dice, so whatever your hit dice is, which is 10.
Are we gonna level up on
Yes.
Foundry first?
6. If you gamble, you gotta take the second result.
I know, unless it's like a 1 or 2, because I think I have 3 is the minimum, right? 3 is the D10. I assume if D8 is 2.
D10 is the minimum's 3.
I don't like how my rolls have been. I'll take the 6. I'm good.
Roll it just to see what it would have been.
All right, I'm taking the 6. But I'm just gonna roll just to see if
All right.
I'm gonna regret it or not.
Wow.
Oh man.
So I just need one question I did have on D&D Beyond. How do I, because we can add feats instead of upgrading our ability score, right? How do I add a feat into D&D Beyond? I could not find it.
So
When
on
you
your
level
class,
up to 4, it'll give you the option to do an ability score increase
Okay.
or a feat.
yeah. If you
It'll walk
go
you
to your class and then go to 4 and then scroll down, you see ability score or feat. You can choose either one of those, and then it shows you like a list of feats.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the stream here, by the way.
I'm
Bye
trying
bye,
to do it
John
on
and
my
North and Panic.
phone real quick.
Oh man, are those guys still watching? Good for them. I'm
North
glad
and,
they're sticking
North
around.
and John were talking a lot. Panic asked if anyone had. That's my feeling too. But...
Money